West End Sales in Vail, North and South Carolina's #1 dealer. Head to West End Sales in Vail for your Coyote today. Check it out. It's time for you to get ahead of the pack and get a new Coyote from West End Sales in Vail. Ask about their 6-year unlimited hour warranty and a free loader with qualifying tractors. That's West End Sales, located at 110 North Highway 18 in Vail. Introducing Wright's Jewelry new premium locket collection. More than just a pretty pendant, these lockets will hold precious memories inside. Show her your eternal love for her with a Diamond Eternity Circle pendant for a circle and your love will have no end. Take a look at these premium created opal sterling silver pieces. They will take you straight to the beach. Rose gold is the most asked about metal in their bridal collection, but your choice is the most important to Wright's Jewelry. Let them help find your perfect matching bridal set. Free intuition bracelet with in-store purchase. And be sure to mention this Bulldog Game Time ad. Offer good till end of season. Customized in the right way since 1937. Bring Wright's Jewelry your idea, and they are sure they can help turn your wish into reality with their in-house jewelry design. Does your lady need a new anniversary band this fall? Wright's Jewelry has many options to choose from. Proudly sponsoring Burns High Homecoming Queen with this beautiful tiara. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, Saturday, 8:30 to 1. And follow Wright's Jewelry on Facebook and Instagram at Wright's Jewelry Store, or go to wrightsjewelrystore.com. The kickoff sales event is underway at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. The selection is absolutely unbelievable. No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. See their selection of trucks, vans, and SUVs, plus Mercedes, BMWs, Hondas, Cadillacs, Chevrolets, Nissans, Fords, and more. They have a vehicle for every need, and financing is available. Check them out at S&R Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby. Become one of their satisfied customers today. Only at srautosales.com.
Hi, I'm Rusty Wise with Mr. Sparky by Wise Electric Control. Did you know we cover the entire Charlotte market?
Our Mr. Sparky electricians are everywhere to serve you from Cherryville, Kings Mountain, Gastonia to downtown Charlotte. We are your local electrician to call when you have any home or business electrical issues. If you're a Panthers fan or Hornets fan, Mr. Sparky is here for you.
All right, good afternoon and welcome everybody to today's broadcast. Kevin Hastings along with Jeff Jones, and we got an interception immediately, and we'll pull you guys up and let's watch some middle school football. Jeff Jones, welcome to the fifth quarter of the Shelby Blue Devils Burns Eagles championship game here at Ron Green Stadium at Burns High School.
Yes, George Falls Field at Ron Green Stadium at Burns High School. And
you guys in Shelby will put 9 names on a field, won't you? The baseball field's always fun to do when we're doing that over there.
Well, you know what happened. What happened at the baseball field was when it was built way back in 1970 something. It was Veterans Stadium, and then they did all the renovations, and so they got a lot of money. And somebody said, "Well, if we give you X amount of dollars, can we have the stadium? Can the stadium be named after us?" Well, no, not exactly, because it was named in honor of veterans, and so you don't want to take that away. So that's how it became Keeter Stadium, Keeter and Veterans Stadium, and it's just like Bryant Denny Stadium, Bear Bryant, and then the Denny is one of the original boosters coaches something at Alabama. So that's a little bit of history on that from the old history teacher. So.
Well, there you go. You folks didn't expect that here. Well, excuse me, Jeff. Shelby, marching a little bit down the field. I thought they just threw a pick. Was that
well, they did. Something? They threw an interception earlier in this drive. They had a fumble. They threw another interception, and so I'm not sure if they don't maybe play this more like a scrimmage game.
Gotcha.
10 plays or something like that.
No matter what.
I like this, though, that you've got, when you've got 7th and 8th graders and playing, sometimes those 7th graders are not nearly as big as those 8th graders, and so you give a chance to the group that gets to play 30 minutes before the actual game starts, and so you're building for the future. And so I like that they do this.
Right, and not a lot of ways. It also gives you a chance, and a reason to have more players on the team and be happy about the more players you get on the team, because, a lot of times in situations, football and competitive situations, a lot of times a lot of players don't get a lot of playing time, and this does allow it, and it is fun. Especially switch sides.
Especially today, in today's world, there's a lot of things that kids could be doing other than playing football.
Right.
And so it's important that you play everybody that you can. And I know, back when I was coaching at high school, we made it kind of a rule among the coaches that you were in the JV games, you were going to play everybody. Everybody was going to play in the JV games, and you wanted to win those games, but you also wanted to build for the future. And some of those ninth graders, it's amazing how much they grow between the 9th grade and 11th grade year.
Oh, yeah.
If you got a kid that's just that comes to practice every day and then he stands on the sidelines and never gets to play, why should he keep coming back? And so I think it's good that they're doing this. So looks like Shelby got 10 or 15 plays, and now Burns is going to take over on about their 40-yard line.
Now, Jeff, a few, in about 10 years. Well, when they're doing having esports football, you gonna be going to call play-by-play for that?
Oh yeah.
You hadn't thought about that yet, have you?
I guess it's according to
they have training facilities for that now in certain parts of the country in different states. There's a pass over the middle missed. A little bit behind him, but anytime middle school, they don't do a lot of throwing, right?
Well,
especially in the 5th quarter.
not much, especially in the 5th quarter. Although we saw a long pass completed by the Blue Devils, and then 2 interceptions. So
right. So both teams trying to put a little air into it, getting ready for the main event, folks. And just a little while, you're watching the 5th quarter of the middle school championship game here. Starting up soon. Looks like about 20 minutes so on the clock is winding down, and we'll have live action from the championship game as the team's warming up on the sideline. There's a little handoff left side, and number 6 on the carry. Let's see if some of these guys are actually on these rosters. There's mine, number 6. I got Elijah Goodson. Like I said, we don't know. I'm guessing that is the only 6 out there.
I believe so.
Okay, just wanted to preface that. We'll say is get many of the names as we can out there. Let's see. I see 23 and 18 for the board for the Eagles. That's gonna be my hardest thing.
Number 23, Edgar Maldonado.
Mm-hmm. He's out at wide receiver. Next to him is number 11. That's Nick Williams. They're being guarded by number 12, Chance Eves. There's a handoff right side. That's number 6 on the carry. Again, he's caught from behind.
Number 6, again, that's Elijah Goodson, and he was grabbed by, I think, that's number 43 for the Bull Devils, and that would be Tyrese Bostic.
Bostic, you talk about difference in size. He's not a small one out there.
No, he's not. There's a couple of really big guys.
Shelby's D-line looks like a JV defensive line almost. Some big boys out there at D-line. Now Burns got some big guys there at offensive line. I see 62s out there and 71.
62, Lucas Brady. 71, Devin Parrott.
Shotgun snap. Quarterback throws it a little low. 14 there on the pass, Camden Martin.
And he was attempting to make that completion to number 18, Landy Goolsby.
So about 18 minutes from kickoff, the main event, folks. Want to thank Rado Auto Mall, our sports sponsor on KTC Broadcasting. As always, you're watching the Bill Sheaford Heating and Air Stadium pregame show. We're going to have some players to watch here in just a few minutes from both teams. Kickoff tonight brought to you by Jam & Jay's Pizza. It's the No Malarkey Mr. Sparky Electric scoreboard. It'll take Jeff Jones a little while to get used to that. He's probably ingrained into the medical arts.
Well, for 25 years or so, that's been what it's been called basically in Cleveland County. But time passes and new sponsors come in, and we're excited to have the No Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard people.
Rusty Wise in the gang out of Cherryville. Of course, they serve all the areas around here and down in Charlotte. And all around. Mr. Sparky's everywhere. You see their commercials everywhere as well. So touchdowns today brought to you by Full Throttle Motorsports for Burns. Shelby brought to you by Maxwell Hamrick Insurance. First downs brought to you for Shelby brought to you by All Care Insurance. Burns today brought to you by the Foston's Pharmacy. Halftime show brought to you by West End Sales of Vail. The postgame show tonight brought to you by Stamey Tyser Funeral Home and Cremation Center of Foston. We'll have a Good Hands Player of the Game brought to you by McDaniel Scott Allstate Insurance of Shelby. Defensive Player of the Game, Basic Finance of Shelby. Special Teams Player of the Game brought to you by Putnam Distributors. And the Offensive Player tonight brought to you for Burns brought to you by Parker Farm Service of Kings Mountain. There's a shotgun snap. Fake the handoff, goes to the left side. Got a little room for where they'll mark him out. He goes out across the 50.
Number 4 is Graham Warlick.
He said Westbrook on that. Is that right? Or is that coach talking to those coaches? Got you.
I think it's one of the coaches
okay,
talking.
Got you. So we've got. Did you see where they put the ball back to 41, Jeff? He got up that sideline a little bit further than I thought. I can't see the other sideline with the sun and the color of the field right now. And the coaches have
the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have been away. I think maybe. Of course, they were away last week. I think they might have been away the week before, and so generally you mark these for the high school games, and so it's going to be kind of hard for us to see exactly where the ball is, but we'll do the best job we can. I guess the toughest thing is we're looking into this sun. It's a tough sun to look into in the late afternoon.
Shotgun, 2 receivers split, both sides, spread out, runner in the backfield. 6 in the backfield again, runner motion. They're going to give it 18, but he fumbles, ball on the ground, and the defensive line of Shelby makes the play.
Actually, I thought he flipped that forward, and the reason you flip that forward is for that very reason. If you drop it, it's just an incomplete pass. You don't have to worry about it being a fumble. So
let's see what they mark on it. Kayvon Bonner made no, that's Burns rusher. For 74 for Shelby, that's Jeremiah Ray.
Jeremiah Ray, yes. And it does look like they went ahead and put it back at the 48. It also looks like basically the coaches are just officiating this. We don't have any actual officials that are here yet.
There's no rest. Yes, sir. What's up, Mr. Centerfine? We are doing pretty good here, doing the 5th quarter. You want to say hello to the folks?
What's that?
So you want to say hello to anybody?
Just say hello to all the Eagles fans out there.
All the Eagles fans.
Tom Centofanti says hello to all the Eagles fans out there.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
I just wanted to check on y'all, make sure you're
Thanks, sir. You going to do soccer?
Do what?
You doing soccer?
Chasing East Rutherford.
Chasing East Rutherford. Well, pick your battles, Tom.
Of course, Chase soccer was pretty good. They had about a four-year run where they won a couple of conference championships and went fairly deep in the playoffs one year. So I think they're a little bit down this year, though.
Yeah.
Well, getting ready for this this championship game, it's an interesting game in that, to my understanding, Burns has lost one game this year. Shelby's undefeated this year, and Shelby defeated Burns way back the very first game of the season. They defeated them 6-0, and most people saw that as a big upset.
Okay.
And so Burns looking at a chance to a little bit of revenge for that loss, and nothing better than getting revenge for a loss and winning a championship on top of it.
Seems like, we've been out here to Burns for multiple championship games. There's a bounce to the outside. Six has got some room. Gets around the corner. He might be gone. 20, 10, 5, and touchdown, Eagles.
That was a nice run.
Number 6, Elijah Goodson. Trying to see his leading blocker there. Number 9 went all the way down the field with him. That's Bryant Rucker. And the touchdown, mark his name down somehow. Put a star beside Mr. Goodson's touchdown run. We're going to keep it right here. We don't know about they're not going to take official timeouts and stuff, folks. You're watching and listening to the Bill Schufer Heating and Air Stadium pregame show, 5th quarter. As always, Renato Automall is our title sponsor. And if you're watching, which you have to be if you're listening to my voice, Renato Automall down in the corner, Kia, Honda. Go check them out today. Also, Mr. Sparky is our other sponsor. The No Malarkey, Mr. Sparky Scoreboard. He's sponsoring all the Cleveland counties as well, Jeff. So it's all across the county now. Shelby looked a little offsides.
Yeah, there's a couple of plays in a row that defensive end looks like he's almost standing beside the running back. So
Incomplete pass, left side.
Although I got to say that the right tackle's had no problem with him. He's blocked him the last two plays, even though he started beside him.
Let's see.
Looks like they're going to turn the ball back over. I believe maybe either the Blue Devils are going to have another.
There's a shift change of some sorts. We don't know if they're punting or what's going on. The Blue Devils haven't really moved on defense. The Burns have shifted a lot of players around. 4, 8, 12, 15. They got 16 players in the huddle now, Jeff. I don't think that's right. There's some of them are backing out now. Friday night, folks, we're going to have some good games on the broadcast. Tomorrow night, though, I've been told, is Crest.
Yeah, I read someplace at Crest that North Gaston had moved that game. And
so that game, folks, will be broadcast tomorrow night. We'll have Thursday night football on KTC Broadcasting.
That is at North Gaston, is that correct?
Right. No JV game for Crest fans.
Trudnak Stadium.
Is that what it's named?
I could tell you some stories if we had a lot of time.
I've played there plenty of times.
Trudnak Stadium.
North Gaston was on both Cherville and Bessemer's playlist in all sports. Shotgun snap, hits the inside receiver. Good turn to the outside, but number 18 on the catch, Goolsby.
And that's a different quarterback. That's number 14, Camden Martin. That was a nice throw.
Yes, it was. The form by 18, catching and turn to the outside, Jeff, as a coach, you like see that in middle school.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have, that'll be Tim and Rob will be out there with RJ on the moving press box. If you've ever been out to North Gaston, it rocks quite a bit up there. And so don't get too mad at the camera guy. Maybe it's going to get a little shaky up there for a little bit if it gets rocking for North Gaston. Bulldogs, 3 receivers left this time. One to the right with the wide side of the field all by himself. High snap, handoff right side. 6 comes around the end, breaks one tackle, but he's tackled right around 45 near the line of scrimmage. May have got a yard or two.
I believe the Bulldogs are going to be at East Gaston Friday night.
Bulldogs at East Gaston. They'll be it should be, I'll say, a win for the Bulldogs if they handle their business.
Well, East Gaston kind of feel a little bit sorry for them because they had to play Shelby after Shelby got defeated by Kings Mountain, and now they've got to play Burns after Burns lost a tough one to Shelby. And generally after you have that loss, that kind of gets you sort of hyper-focused, and you tend to take that out on the next team. And Shelby put 50 points on them, and I imagine Burns may do the same thing.
Well, I will say this, Jeff. There's a floater over the middle. Picked off by the Blue Devils. I think it's 12 down the sideline, and he gets knocked out of bounds. Interception there for the Blue Devils.
Yep, that's number 12, Chance Eves. We mentioned his name a little bit earlier.
What were we just talking about?
No, when I was talking about East Gaston, I wasn't saying anything bad about East Gaston necessarily. In fact, I thought that they've improved a great deal. They've got a new coaching staff. And another thing, Kevin, when we were there doing the Shelby game at East Gaston, they had a big crowd. I mean, they were doing military appreciation night that night. They made an announcement. They asked all veterans or current service members to come sign a sheet, and that was Shelby people and East Gaston people, and they lined them up in pregame, and they introduced every one of them, and there was a big student section there, and the people are supporting East Gaston. They're still struggling a little bit, but they've made a lot of improvement over the last 2 years.
My cameraman that night said they might have got beat bad, but that's the hardest playing team that got beat bad that he's seen in a while. So that was his comment on East Gaston. You were there.
They did not quit. They had a couple of really nice drives early in the game. Couldn't get any points out of it, and But, you know, first time Shelby had the ball, they stopped them. And so East Gaston actually had the ball driving, and it was a 0-0 game. But then it got pretty much out of hand. You know, by the end of the first quarter, it was pretty much out of hand. But, again, you're right. They did keep playing, and I think you see there's some good things ahead for East Gaston.
Well, the Blue Devils now take over, looks like on the 40-yard line. As we wind down closer to time to kick off.
We've got 7:15 apparently left until we're ready to start this championship game. I did notice the officials are here now. They're out behind the, standing in front of the old field house. So the Blue Devils.
Andre's down there with Steve Degree. I tell you, that's funny. They're down on the field. Josiah's down there. He didn't look too excited. I think he just woke up. It's about nap time for him. It's been a long day at school. He goes to Thomas Jefferson. We're going to have them Friday night, Jeff. We've got 2 conference championship games basically on Friday night. North Lincoln at Newton Conover, both teams undefeated in that conference, and Thomas Jefferson versus Bessemer City in their conference. So two undefeated matchups for the conference titles on KTC Friday night as a sweep left goes out of bounds, 21 on the carry.
That's another good size young man. That's Kamaji Glover.
Yep.
Nice run.
And remember, these aren't the starters, Jeff.
Nope.
So we're seeing a lot of throwing from the backups.
Well, you're also
and some
seeing
big kids running around the end and making some big tackles.
You're also seeing shotgun snaps,
Right.
and you know, that's not easy.
No, it's not. We've seen some adults that have problems with shotgun snaps in the NFL lately as well, and in other places. So is this the middle school band or the high school band it's coming into? It's playing, Jeff. Do you know?
My guess is it's a high school band. A lot of times high school bands have some middle school members, but that's just my guess. It looks like they're wearing Burns light blue, Burns written in light blue. So.
Well, if it is the high school, that's awesome that they're out here to support the middle school for the championship game.
Gotta say, we got a pretty good crowd out today too.
Yep. Hey, I have seen high school games with less people on the sides before at certain places. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. Me and Jeff's going to get resettled, get ready to start this game up. We'll be back in a few minutes on KTC Broadcasting for the Tri-County Middle School Championship game.
When it comes to a Coyote, it's time to check out West End Sales in Vail, North and South Carolina's #1 dealer. Head to West End Sales in Vail for your Coyote today. Check it out. It's time for you to get ahead of the pack and get a new Coyote from West End Sales in Vail. Ask about their 6-year unlimited hour warranty and a free loader with qualifying tractors. That's West End Sales, located at 110 North Highway 18 in Vail.
All right, folks, welcome back to the broadcast. My bad, I took a quick detour there. I thought they were winding it up, and the players were leaving the field the way everybody's walking off, but they're getting ready to. They were backing up the Eagles, and the Eagles got ready in the end zone, and the Devils are getting ready in their end zone as the fifth quarter is still going on. Shelby is in the shotgun now, 4 wide receivers, handoff right side, bounce outside. Got a little room now, and an ankle tackle out there.
Got all the way down to the 15.
Is that 21 again? I think so.
That's 21 again. Glover.
I even thought about bringing the binoculars, Jeff, and I said, I think we can see. Coaches don't think about the announcers in the press box when they get their jerseys, do they?
Well, sometimes they're hard to read. Now, one of the things that North Carolina High School Athletic Association just changed the rule, and it might be the National Federation. No longer you're going to be able to buy jerseys that have the 2 different color numbers.
The gradient,
like Shelby's got. And, those are really nice looking uniforms, but trying to read those numbers, it's kind of difficult from time to time.
Up top it is. Down the field, like you said, they look really good in field. They look great in pictures. There's a swing pass, incomplete, out to number 10 on that. That's Khalil Foster. And now I think we may be done, Jeff.
I believe so.
That was the last place. Folks, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Now through December 15th, get up to $1,500 in instant rebates with the purchase of qualifying American Standard equipment from Bill Shuford Heating and Air in Shelby. But that's not all. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months. Come on in or call for all the details at 704-484-0025. Again, up to $1,500 in instant rebates on qualifying American Standard equipment and special 0% financing up to 72 months. Bill Shuford Heating and Air, 213 Campbell Street in Shelby. Online at BillShufordHVAC.com. Old Man Winter is lurking right around the corner. That means cold and flu season is here. Be ready with your flu shot, available now at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville, Allen Drug Store in Stanley, and the Falston Pharmacy in Falston. Get your flu shot on your schedule, and they bill Medicare, Medicaid, and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Flu shots are at no charge with most insurance companies. Get your flu shot today at Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville, Allen Drug Store on Main Street in downtown Stanley, and the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston.
Buying a home can seem like a daunting task, but it's really not with Homestar Financial. With a short phone call, we can get you pre-approved. Once pre-approved, you're free to shop for the home of your dreams. At Homestar Financial, we can tell you the price or payment range that you qualify for. Your realtor will appreciate that you took the time to get pre-approved. So call me today. Let's make buying a home a dream come true. With Homestar Financial, it's quick and easy with no surprises at closing. Call today.
Don't miss the Yamaha Let's Ride sales event at Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell. Get 0% financing for 60 months and up to $2,500 in customer cash. But that's not all. The Polaris factory authorized clearance is underway with 3.99% APR and rebates of up to $3,500. And see the line of reconditioned golf carts too at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell, online at ncfullthrottle.com. In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your insurance agent know your name? Or would you call the 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Visit Maxwell Hamrick Insurance Agency with offices in Bowling Springs, Spindale, and Shelby. Visit the website at mbhamrickins.com.
All right, welcome back to Burns High School, where it's time for some football. Middle school championship style, the Shelby Blue Devils and the Burns Eagles. Today, Wednesday, October 23rd, we've got middle school championship tonight. We've got Crest at North Gaston tomorrow night on KTC Broadcasting video and on the radio. Then Friday night, we've got North Lincoln at Newton Conover on WLON and video. Burns Bulldogs at East Gaston on video, and Tom on WHS, and Thomas Jefferson at Bessemer City on WCSL and video. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're going to try to turn up the national anthem. We'll see if we can hear them. We might not be able to. Turn this up a little bit there now, Jeff. Try not to blow our ears off at first as we
all right, Kevin.
Slowly turn that up for the national anthem from the Burns Bulldogs.
All right, Kevin. As we came back out of commercial break, Burns Middle School, they were represented by captains number 1, Jeremiah Norris, number 3, Kamari Surratt, number 10, Reggie Ray, and number 55, Landon Dover.
All right.
The Blue Devils were represented by captains number 2, Drew Hollifield, number 3, Cam Anderson, number 9, Isaiah Bridges, and number 77, Jaden Pierce. The Blue Devils called the toss, and they lost. The Burns Middle Eagles chose to defer their selection to the beginning of the second half, so Burns will be kicking off to the Blue Devils.
I'm excited about some football today, middle school style here at Burns High School. Andre Bush on the sideline with Josiah Montgomery. They're going to be taking some sideline video and some highlights, folks, that we'll be able to post tomorrow and Friday online in KTC Broadcasting.
Looks like number 24, Jovan Sewell, and I cannot read the other number. It's on the other side.
Oh, goodness.
They're back deep for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, other side of the field for us. Low middle lining kick picked up by 21. And he's going to be hitting hard, but nice. And the gang of Bulldogs finished him off.
Nice return out past the 40-yard line.
24 was the return man on that.
So 24, that was Jovan Sewell. Nice return. Ball's going to be spotted at the 40-yard line.
All right, let's play some football, folks. Devils and Eagles, Cleveland County football style. I'm Kevin Hastings along with Jeff Jones today. Jeff's got the week off high school with no Shelby Golden Lions. Shelby Blue Devils starting off 3 wide receivers to the left. Quarterback is number 2 today.
Drew Hollifield.
Hollifield's going to hand off left side to 1. Tries to bounce it outside, but wrapped up immediately by the defense.
Yeah, a lot of penetration that time. No place for him to go. And that number 1, that is Nick Norris. That's going to be a loss of about 2. That's going to bring up second down and 12. Number 66, big young man, number 66, right. Andre Pickett was one of the 2 guys that made the tackle.
It's safe to say he's bigger than me, and he's in middle school. A bunch of kids out there bigger than me in middle school. Trips right. Burns, is that a 4-3?
Yep.
This little swing pass out to number 4. He catches it, gets around the end. It's going to be hit hard. Nope, not number 4. That's number 9 on the catch. And
number 9, that's Isaiah Bridges, and he got all the yardage back that was lost in the first play and got about 4 more. So that's about a 6-yard gain. That's going to bring up third down and 6. Big play for the Blue Devils.
So Hollyfield's first pass is good for 6 yards. Third and about 6. Blue Devils going to line up 2 right. It's got 2 in the backfield to the left side of the quarterback in the shotgun. Hollifield calls out the plays. He's going to keep it himself. He runs left, 3rd and 6. He's going to be tackled immediately after about a 1-yard gain for Hollifield on the keeper.
That's going to be, I think they may give him, it's going to be right at 1 yard. So that's going to be 4th and a short 5. You know, one of the things that's really interesting is you get these 2 teams like Burns and Shelby who've been so successful all year. They don't punt very often. Okay. And sometimes in a middle school game, you have to see who can actually punt. And it looks like Shelby's got their offense on the field.
Okay.
So, again, this is a huge play.
And they're on their side of the field too, Jeff, right?
Absolutely. It's going to be on just beyond the 45.
Burns can't jump off sides or line up. And there's a flag. Is that a delay?
Well, where that flag's thrown, that's generally either delay. Yeah, it is a delay of game. So that's 4th and 10 now. Got to think. I saw Shelby punt last week. I actually went and saw that game, and they did punt last week against Kings Mountain a few times.
Championship game, Jeff. They're going for it. Thought they might punt. Trips right, 1 left. Hollifield in the backfield. 4th and 10. Hollifield drops back to pass. Looking over the middle, he's hit as he throws, but it's tipped around and intercepted by the Bulldogs. I think 52 ended up with it. Fourth down anyway,
Yes.
wouldn't have mattered.
I think it was number 52, Caleb Bird.
So an INT from Bird gives the ball to Burns, which if he had dropped it, Jeff, they'd had better field position.
They would have, but not a lot of difference, though.
No.
They're going to have it on the Shelby 45.
Bulldogs will take it either way. Bulldogs, here I go. It's going to be tough.
Yep.
Eagles will do it either way. They're in their all yellow today. Shelby in the all black. Not a white pair of clothing on the field except for the socks.
Both teams are starting a number 2 at quarterback. This is Jonathan Johnson for Burns. And he's going to take it himself, and he's rudely met for about a 1-yard gain, maybe.
Well, Jeff, just seeing the fifth quarter defensive line for Shelby, I was just imagining what the starters might look like, and they'd make a great play on the first play of the ball game.
Well, again, they've got 2 really big young men on the left side of that defensive line, one of them being one of the captains, number 77, Jaden Pierce.
So Johnson for no gain on the first play. Coach for Burns sending signals out here. That's Ian Cooper. I guess that's Coach Cooper sending the signal. Johnson keeps himself nowhere to go. He's swallowed up immediately in the backfield. So they're going to mark him 2-yard loss, it looks like.
Number 1, Nick Norris for the Blue Devils. Number 7 is the back that's starting in the backfield. Number 7, Javen Lineberger. Also, number 13 is one of the receivers for the Eagles. That's Dwayne Jolly. And another receiver, number 10, Reggie Ray. So 3rd and 12.
Josiah Montgomery's in the house, all the way from Thomas Jefferson High School. We got them on the KTC Friday night, Zai. He's our helper in the office sometimes. Andre's little boy, if you listen on Friday nights, quarterback rolls out left. Johnson, he's being chased down by the defense, and he's going to swallow it up.
He will be sacked. I'm starting to see why the first game of the year was 6-0, because the defenses have really been dominant thus far.
Well, Jeff, and I mentioned that earlier, that I haven't seen a lot of these games that weren't 6-0 or 12-7 or something like that, because the defenses, when you get to the championship game, these defenses are really good, is what I'm seeing from the middle school teams.
They definitely are. So this is a 4th down and right at 20. And, again, looks like Burns is going for it as well. Well, now the quarterback is backing up, and should be
a good one.
It's a great punt.
It's a high school quality punt there, Jeff, from Johnson.
And it is scooped up at the last second. It's going to be around the 16. I cannot understand why they didn't throw a flag. The up-back was moving forward when the ball was snapped, but that's okay. It really didn't affect the play, I suppose. And so that's going to be – that punt is going to be downed, it looks like, Kevin, somewhere around the 16-yard line, maybe the 15-yard line.
Johnson going Randall Cunningham, Danny White there with the punt from the quarterback position.
That was a really nice punt.
How many Danny White references you guys get on your broadcast on Friday night?
That's the first.
Devils, 2 left, 1 right, 2 in the backfield. What is it? Do they have a name for that formation in the backfield, Jeff?
Some people call it the hug formation, HUG. Everybody's got their own name for formations, but
number 1 on the carry for the Golden Layer. I go.
Yep, the Blue Devils. That's Nick
Devils.
Norris, and he picked up about 3.
Okay.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 7, and we're already down to 1:30 left here in the first quarter. 8-minute quarters really fly.
And running, and when you're running the ball. So they got hug right. Is that what you want to call it? Is that fine with you?
That's fine with me.
2 receivers to the left. One of them in motion out of the slot. A little quick shovel pass to him. Tries to cut it off the middle. Goes to the outside of the Burns Bulldogs defense. Swallows that up.
Yeah, the Eagles are all over that. Number 52. One of the guys, that's Caleb Bird, who's right there. I was really impressed with with the running to the ball, I mean, there were just lots of yellow jerseys around that the whole time.
Was that 9 Bridges on that?
I believe it was.
Okay.
And I did see that ball leave the quarterback's hand, so
Yes.
I think that does count as a pass, but it's
Yep.
going to be a minus 1 yard pass. 3rd down and 8. Again, both defenses absolutely dominant thus far.
3 wide to the left. Holyfield in the shotgun. He looks left. Everything is swallowed up left. He's got to cut it back to the right and try to make something of it. He can't. Good defense can contain from this side's corner, number 7. That's Javen Lineberger for the Eagles. Good play.
Was a good play. He picked up about 2 yards, and that's going to be 4th down and a long 6. And it does look like the Blue Devils are running a group of players on the field, so I suppose that'll be their punt team.
What do you think?
Well, again, I mean, it's going to be the end of the first quarter.
All right, there you go. End of the first quarter. We'll be right back. KTCBroadcasting.com.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your insurance agent know your name? Or would you call the 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Visit Maxwell Hamrick Insurance Agency with offices in Bowling Springs, Spindale, and Shelby. Visit the website at mbhamrickins.com. The kickoff sales event is underway at SNR Auto Sales in Shelby. The selection is absolutely unbelievable. No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it at SNR Auto Sales in Shelby. See the selection of trucks, vans, and SUVs, plus Mercedes, BMWs, Hondas, Cadillacs, Chevrolets, Nissans, Fords, and more. They have a vehicle for every need, and financing is available. Check them out at SNR Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby. Become one of their satisfied customers today. Only at srautosales.com.
4th down and 6 for the Blue Devils, lining up to punt. With the glare, I'm having trouble seeing that number. He said Norris. Is that who he was talking about?
I believe it was.
It's punted directly to the right, up the sideline. Good roll for the Blue Devils to the 49.
That's going to turn out to be a pretty nice punt, about 34, 35 yards on the punt.
Take that every time, won't you?
Absolutely. And so the Eagles will have it just inside the 50-yard line. I think they'll be officially on the 49 of the Blue Devils.
Right.
One thing about it, the clock didn't run on that punt, so that's interesting.
Clock forgot to move on.
Yeah,
the
clock's
punt.
still sitting on 8 minutes, even though they just had a punt. So we'll have to keep and now they've started the clock. They don't have, also one of the differences in middle school, Kevin, is that they don't have a complete stoppage of the clock on change of possession.
Okay.
Which is another reason those games really move along.
I see that. So Burns readjust. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's a shotgun pro set. There's an immediate flag. I guess somebody was on the line as 7 is wrapped up on a 2-yard gain, but that'll probably be coming, maybe backing up a little bit. Not sure if the coach is yelling at 13. I'm guessing it was not a lineup problem there, Jeff. Side judge throws it out towards the offense. Well, don't really know what they're doing.
Okay, so they did call some type of illegal motion or illegal shift, something, and so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. That's the first penalty today. There have been no first downs, and that's the first penalty. Again, we talked about defenses have been dominant thus far through the first quarter.
I got a grand total of about 1 yard, I think, between the two teams, yeah. Number 2 rolls out. Throws
Nice
it Johnson.
pass.
Yes. Caught. Number 1 on the catch, Norris. Johnson to Norris for the Bulldogs.
And that'll be a 10-yard gain, so that's going to be 2nd down and 5. So both teams have number 1, who is a Norris, Jeremiah Norris for the Eagles and Nick Norris for the Blue Devils.
All right.
So 2nd down and 5. That was a really nice pass and a good catch.
2 to the left, 2 to the right. Ball is on the 45. In the backfield, it looks like number 3 for the Eagles, or 7. The glare is just messing too much. 3's in motion. He's going to catch the shovel pass, and he's going to get
nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely no yardage. And number 44 for the Blue Devils, that is Denoris Gist. He made a nice tackle on that play. So that's going to be 3rd down and 5. Number 7 is the running back. And that's Javen Lineberger, and number 3 did take the pass, Kamari Surratt. So 3rd down and 5. Slots on both sides.
Pump fake, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be rounded up by a bunch of Blue Devils for a 1-yard loss for Johnson.
So that's going to bring up 4th down and 6. Had a little bit of time to throw the ball, but nobody was open. Then he thought he had some room to run up the middle, but they were swallowed up pretty quickly by a host of Blue Devils. And so 4th down and 6, and the Eagles going for it.
Yeah, and I figured they would here on this one, 4-down territory, and pretty much almost 70% of the field.
Well, again, once we say that, they've backed the quarterback up, and he's going to punt it again. And that's another nice punt. That's going to hit. And it's going to roll inside the 5, and I tell you what, that's a beautiful punt.
I think it's a fantastic decision and a fantastic punt, Jeff.
It really is.
Knowing it might be a low-scoring game, anytime you can pin one of your opponents in this game 90 yards from the end zone, I like it, instead of just going for it there.
Yeah, every time the Blue Devils have gotten the ball, their field position has been a little bit worse. They had it on their 40 to begin with, then their 25, and now it looks like going to be about the 3-yard line maybe.
Johnson with another good punt. They've punted better than they've run the offense, I guess you could say.
Well, 5:20 left.
He did make a beautiful pass to Norris. So Shelby lines up. They've got 2 wide in the formation.
2 wide in the formation, but then 4 backs.
Quarterback rolls right, full protection on that. Throws it deep. Wobbler is up for grabs, and it's going to fall incomplete.
Shelby's in pretty much what they run in a goal line situation, and their idea was to get the Eagles to think about it was going to be a run up the gut and then throw a deep ball to the wide receiver down the right side, and it was not a bad idea, just underthrown.
Yeah, didn't get the spiral on the ball.
2nd down and 10.
And that's one of the things that a lot of you don't really work with growing up in middle school and high school a lot. Coaches getting time to work with grip and follow through, and quarterbacks got to put a lot of work into that.
Tell you what, we may have a safety. I don't know. It's really close. He's
putting it right on the as far as the ball can sit on the close to the goal line is where they're going to be.
Yeah, Norris got it and was just run over immediately by, again, a host of yellow jerseys, and just pick a number. That was a great job. And so this is 3rd down and almost 13, and the ball is just outside of the goal line. And so this is a really tough situation that the Bull Devils have found themselves in. But again, good coaching decision to go ahead and punt that ball when it was 4th and 6.
So Shelby lines up, same formation. Under center now. Holyfield gets up under center. Pro set.
Going to just run the old-fashioned quarterback sneak, and
he barely got out
really
on that. The bad thing is, Jeff, he ran to the big man side.
Yep.
58, I think. Ain't that the big man ever? 66, the big man for Burns.
Yep, and that is
Pickett.
Andre Pickett, and also 54 was in on that tackle.
Yep.
That's Zach Courier.
Yep.
And so we're going to have a timeout by the Blue Devils.
All right, we'll take a quick break.
In sports, you want to get every advantage possible, and it's the same when it comes to your money, especially at tax time. At Noah K. Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service in Shelby is the place to go to get every advantage you deserve. They'll work hard for you to take advantage of the credits and deductions that you've earned and make the most of your return. Just call Noel K at 704-484-2783 and learn more. Get the advantage. See Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service, 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby, next to the S&M Sports Shop. Don't miss the Yamaha Let's Ride sales event at Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell. Get 0% financing for 60 months and up to $2,500 in customer cash. But that's not all. The Polaris factory authorized clearance is underway with 3.99% APR and rebates of up to $3,500. And see the line of reconditioned golf carts too at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell, online at ncfullthrottle.com.
All right, Jeff Jones, welcome back to the broadcast. Burns Eagles hosting the Shelby Blue Devils. It's 0-0 here, second quarter, 3:45 to play on the No Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard.
And again, the Eagles have done a great job of controlling field position, and Shelby's going to have to punt out of their end zone. It's going to be tough to get this thing out. Snap is back, and the punt is away, but it's going to be caught on about the 25. It's dropped, but then picked up. And, again, that's number 3 for the Eagles, Kamari Surratt, and that's going to be fantastic field position for the Eagles. Yep. The Eagles are going to have the ball on about the 12 or 13-yard line.
Jeff has a low end-over-end line drive punt, and they had good chance to return it, and he fumbled it at first, and he was lucky enough to get that good hop when you're already running into it.
Got that good hop and picked it up and got around the end. And so ball's going to be on the 13, 1st and 10, and the Eagles, again, have really played the field position game thus far. Going to be down to 3:20 about the time they snap the ball.
Ball was marked about the 13, it looks like.
Burns in the old-fashioned power I formation.
Handoff left side, number 7.
Got a little bit of a hole. In fact, he's going to get inside the 10, so that's going to be a 4-yard gain. That may be that's the best running play that the Eagles have had.
Number 7, Lineberger, to call that a power I with Lineberger back there, Jeff, is almost a stretch on that. He's not big at all, but he got the most yards there up the middle.
Yeah, he had a lot of big guys in front of him, though. So 2nd down and 6.
He was back there hiding. A lot of times those middle linebackers don't like that mess. They can't find them hiding behind the line.
Again, I believe they're going to be in pretty much the same formation this time.
They are tied in there, line and everything. Handoff fullback. He gets about 2 on the play. We'll get you a number here in a second. Timeout.
Timeout, Burns.
Eagles, we'll be right back.
Who are you? You're not a goat. Oh, you say you feel like a goat since you didn't buy your car from Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. And now you're putting up with a bunch of bull. Don't be like my friend here. You get no bull at Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard. Don't let another dealer get your goat. When it comes to a coyote, it's time to check out West End Sales in Vail, North and South Carolina's #1 dealer. Head to West End Sales in Vail for your coyote today. Check it out. It's time for you to get ahead of the pack and get a new coyote from West End Sales in Vail. Ask about their 6-year unlimited hour warranty and a free loader with qualifying tractors. That's West End Sales, located at 110 North Highway 18 in Vail.
Well, looks like I've lost my camera. Let me text Clint Marty up on the roof.
It's back.
Oh, there we go.
All right, Burns Middle looking at a third down and 3. Ball is just outside the 5-yard line. Burns can get a first down.
Definitely 4-down territory, Jeff.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt about it. We got 2:29 left in the first half, and it's been a defensive struggle. No first downs yet, but Burns has used 2 good punts to really control the field position. Again, power I to the right this time. Handoff again to number 7, but tremendous penetration, and that ball is going to be he's going to be dropped back at the 9.
Lineberger lost a couple yards on that carry.
I tell you what, I saw last week, Kevin, Kings Mountain had a field goal kicker, and he kicked all 3 extra points, and he kicked them well. And so it's unusual to have a field goal kicker in middle school. And so, Burns Eagles are going to go for it here, 4th and 6. Again, they got to get down to about the 3-yard line. The ball is just inside the 10. 1:50 remaining in the first half. No score here on our No Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard. Bootleg.
Johnson
Great move by Johnson, and I think he's going to have the first down.
Did he get as close to the first down? Jeff's right. They could get a first down in there. And he looked like he wasn't going to get it at first, and then he made a nice little shimmy and got it.
Yep, he juked one of the defenders, and again, it's over on that end of the field where we can't really see who the number was, but that's going to be enough for a first down. It's going to be first and goal at about the 2. Nice run. 1:37 to go here in the first half. No score, but Burns threatening. 4 tries to get it in from the 2.
I think Burns doing a good job coaching-wise here on this drive. You know, you're moving time, you're moving clock, you're moving the ball, you pinned them back. You know, Jeff, you come out and throw the ball right there. What if you throw a pick 6 right there? You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
you just never know. And they do the quarterback bootleg, and they got it. Got the first down. Didn't need a touchdown. Hand off up the middle.
Off to the fullback, and he's in. I believe that is number 8.
Well, I'm waiting. He just got rid of the ball. 66 is holding the ball, but I don't know. He's not the blocker.
Was it 13?
One got up beside 66 with Jeremiah Norris. Was he in the backfield?
Who scored the touchdown?
Looked like 66 fell.
Okay. All right.
Well, we'll maybe get a confirmation from the Burns coaches in a minute.
We're hearing that there was a fumble in the end zone and 66 recovered it, so that could be what it is.
We'll let the Burns coaches in the press box let us know in a minute who ended up with that score. Going for 2, Eagles. Johnson keeps it. Play fake in the corner's got 2 receivers. One of them caught it. Jeremiah Norris for the 2-point conversion. Gives the Eagles 8-point lead. We'll be right back.
Now through December 15th, get up to $1,500 in instant rebates with the purchase of qualifying American Standard equipment from Bill Shuford Heating and Air in Shelby. But that's not all. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months. Come on in or call for all the details at 704-484-0025. Again, up to $1,500 in instant rebates on qualifying American Standard equipment and special 0% financing up to 72 months. Bill Shuford Heating and Air, 213 Campbell Street in Shelby. Online at BillShufordHVAC.com. For over 100 years, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home in Falston has been providing services to families of our community with care and compassion. And now the Stamey Funeral Home has added the Cremation Center along with a new name, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center on Highway 182 in Falston, and the Stamey Funeral Home in Cherryville, located on Dixie Street in Cherryville, serving you with care and compassion in your time of need.
Onside-ish kick up the middle, ends up about the 36, 37-yard line. Burns Eagles after the
touchdown and 2-point conversion. I'm going to call it an Andre Pickett touchdown on a recovered fumble, and
okay.
we could be wrong on that, but that's what we're told up here.
We'll go from there. That after Burns got the Falston Pharmacy first down there on the 4th and long, they ended up punching it in with a Full Throttle Motorsports touchdown. And instead of taking the Rice Joria Falston field goal, they went for 2. 8-0 Bulldogs lead. No Malarkey, Mr. Sparky scoreboard. Swing pass down to the right side. 7 tries to get out of bounds. And I don't think he did. He's going to be tackled pretty much at the line of scrimmage there. So Hollyfield to number 7 is not on the Shelby roster. At the fire.
I have a number 7 on the other roster, Kamari Howes.
Kamari Howes. H-O-W-Z-E.
H-O-U-Z-E.
Timeout on the field. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Rusty Wise with Mr. Sparky by Wise Electric Control. Did you know we cover the entire Charlotte market?
Our Mr. Sparky electricians are everywhere to serve you from Cherryville, Kings Mountain, Gastonia to downtown Charlotte. We are your local electrician to call when you have any home or business electrical issues. If you're a Panthers fan, Knights fan, or Hornets fan, Mr. Sparky is here for you.
Who are you? You're not a goat. Oh, you say you feel like a goat since you didn't buy your car from Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. And now you're putting up with a bunch of bull. Don't be like my friend here. You get no bull at Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard. Don't let another dealer get your goat.
Welcome back to the broadcast. 32.6 seconds left to go. Eagles lead 8-0 on the No Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard. Holyfield drops back to pass. Looking, throws it deep in double coverage. Somebody picked it off. Bulldogs, number 1, Jeremiah Norris just got the 2-point conversion. And then he gets the interception.
So that's number 1, as you said, Jeremiah Norris for the Eagles. And the Burns Middle Eagles are going to have the ball one more time here with 26.1 seconds on the turnover. That's the first turnover. Of course, you're in a situation there where you got to go 65 yards, and you got about 20 seconds to do it. And so, throw that deep pass and see what happens. Going to be the second time out called by the Burns Middle Eagles.
We'll be right back.
Old Man Winter is lurking right around the corner. That means cold and flu season is here. Be ready with your flu shot, available now at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville, Allen Drug Store in Stanley, and the Falston Pharmacy in Falston. Get your flu shot on your schedule, and they bill Medicare, Medicaid, and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Flu shots are at no charge with most insurance companies. Get your flu shot today at Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville, Allen Drug Store on Main Street in downtown Stanley, and the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston. Get your heating system ready for winter with a service call from Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby. Right now, you pay no service call fee with same-day repair. Now, you don't have to worry if your system is working the best it can. Call Hopper Heating and Air for more information at 704-482-8207. You can even go online to schedule your precision tune-up. Plus, ask about special new customer discounts. Hopper Heating and Air, 2310-1, Kings Road Extension in Shelby. Online at hopperhvac.com.
Welcome back to the broadcast. 23 seconds left here on the Renato Auto Mall live sports broadcast on KTC Broadcasting. Johnson steps in the pocket, looks left, tosses it up deep. Might have another pick to pick. Oh, and it's dropped by number 9. Shelby almost had the pick. Isaiah Bridges.
I believe we're going to have a personal foul, roughing the pass. Nope. Yeah, roughing the passer penalty on the Blue Devils. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty and a first down. Only the second first down, and these first downs, Burns first downs, are sponsored by Falston Pharmacy. Mm-hmm. Both those first downs have been by Burns. One on a 4th and 3 bootleg, and this on a 15-yard personal foul penalty.
That was 77. Jaden Pierce got there late. He threw his hands up. He didn't understand. Most defensive linemen don't agree. Just like no basketball player has ever committed a foul, right, Jeff?
That's about right. 18.1 seconds, and Burns again in Shelby territory. Both teams have one timeout remaining.
3 wide receivers right. Johnson fakes the swing, and then he throws it deep again. This time, Bridges picks it off. So Bridges had the chance the first time.
And then this was a much more difficult catch, and he made it.
Jumping up in the air.
So that's the third turnover today. Both turnovers, all 3 turnovers have been interceptions.
So Johnson with the pick to Bridges.
Only 11.9 seconds left here, and Blue Devils deep in their territory again, which is where they've been all ball game. Ball's inside the 10. It looks like it's about the 9-yard line.
Probably not going to be, maybe not too much fancy or anything, Jeff? Or?
Well, they don't even have to snap it because they've gone ahead and started the clock.
Well, Holyfield's not in at quarterback, so they direct snap and they keep it. And they're tackling immediately on the 2-yard loss. I'll get you that number 9, Isaiah Bridges. That's number 3 on the carry. That's Kamari Surratt. That's Burns. I'll get you in a minute. Here, how about Cam Anderson on the carry?
That's right, and that's the end of the half.
All right, folks, end of the half. Coming up on the halftime show brought to you by West End Sales. We'll have some stats and more. 8-0, Eagles lead the Shelby Blue Devils on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Now's the time to buy your new Kubota from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. Right now, pay 0 money down. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months. Come on in now for all the details. all for good on the Kubota BX Series, the Kubota B Series, the Kubota L Series, and the Kubota MX Series tractors. Again, 0 money down and 0% APR financing for 60 months. Get your new Kubota today at Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. In sports, you want to get every advantage possible, and it's the same when it comes to your money, especially at tax time. And Noah K. and Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service in Shelby is the place to go to get every advantage you deserve. They'll work hard for you to take advantage of the credits and deductions that you've earned and make the most of your return. Just call Noah K. at 704-484-2783 and learn more. Get the advantage. See Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service, 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby, next to the S&M Sports Shop. Who are you? You're not a goat. Oh, you say you feel like a goat since you didn't buy your car from Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. And now you're putting up with a bunch of bull. Don't be like my friend here. You get no bull at Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard. Don't let another dealer get your goat. Get your heating system ready for winter with a service call from Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby. Right now, you pay no service call fee with same-day repair. Now, you don't have to worry if your system is working the best it can. Call Hopper Heating and Air for more information at 704-482-8207. You can even go online to schedule your precision tune-up. Plus, ask about special new customer discounts. Hopper Heating and Air, 2310-1, Kings Road Extension in Shelby. Online at hopperhvac.com. For over 100 years, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home in Falston has been providing services to families of our community with care and compassion. And now the Stamey Funeral Home has added the Cremation Center along with a new name, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center on Highway 182 in Falston, and the Stamey Funeral Home in Cherryville, located on Dixie Street in Cherryville, serving you with care and compassion in your time of need.
Welcome back to the live broadcast. We're seeing the middle of the inning performance for the Burns Eagles cheerleaders. Crank up their music just a tad for you guys. You're listening to the Weston Sales Avail halftime show and the Renato Auto Mall broadcast on the No More Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard. Burns Eagles leads 8-0 over the Shelby Blue Devils. I have to say it slower. I'll get one of those wrong. Jeff? What we got on the halftime report? The Okies recap and halftime report.
Well, the Okies Tire and recap of the half. It's a pretty short one. In the second quarter, with 1:06 remaining in the half, Andre Pickett recovered a fumble.
We think
in the end zone, and Jeremiah Norris received a pass from Johnson for the 2-point conversion, and the Burns Middle School Eagles lead 8-0. As far as first downs and things like that, the Blue Devils do not have a first down. The Eagles only have 2. They had a run for a first down on 4th down, down inside the 5-yard line. It was a nice run by Johnson, and then the only other first down was late in the first half. There was a roughing the passer penalty that gave Burns their second their second first down. There's been 3 turnovers. 2 interceptions by the Blue Devils, 1 interception by the Eagles. And I got to say, it's pretty much what most people were expecting, 2 dominant defenses. And the one thing you really are impressed is that the Eagles have dominated the field position. Not time of possession, really time of possession. The Eagles had it for about 8 minutes and 20 seconds, and the Blue Devils had it for 7:40, so that's pretty much a wash. But the entire game has been played pretty much on the Blue Devils side of the field.
I was trying to think how to score that. I guess 66 fell on him. He gets all the rushing yards on that, doesn't he?
Yeah, that'd be about a 3-yard gain, I guess.
It's like a pitch on the option. He gets the yards. Looking across at that, Jeff and I was talking about the defenses. As always, Shelby, by my count, and it's not really too official, I might be wrong, but by my count has 1 yard, Jeff. 1 yard rushing, 6 yards passing. Burns has 10 yards rushing, 110 yards passing. Burns has thrown 1 pick and Shelby 2. Am I right on that?
That's right.
Okay. I want to make sure. Usually there's been so little writing down. Writing down.
Right.
It was a fast quarter, low-scoring quarter. A lot of little handoffs, and the clock just churning and churning and churning. We had a 35-minute half, folks, and that doesn't half much. You're watching the Shelby Middle School cheerleaders now, I believe.
Yes.
Performing for their fans, and then, of course, the Burns Eagles cheerleaders went to that side of the field to watch as well. All right, Jeff, Friday night, we've got Crest and North Gaston actually tomorrow night, Thursday night, folks, on KTC Broadcasting. Tim Foster and Rob Roop will have that. Andy taking the week off. But that'll be tomorrow night. Coverage starts at 6:30 online. We'll be picking up on the radio probably about 7, I think. Maybe 6:30. It just depends on what they do with that. Since we don't have a pregame show, we may be able to pick up that up from the beginning. So 6:30 online to watch Crest at North Gaston. North Lincoln Knights at Newton, Conover Red Devils. I'm excited about this game. Before the season, Hunter and I, and my cousin as well, Zach, if he might even be watching, we saw Newton, Jeff. I don't remember if you remember watching them in that jamboree against Kings Mountain, and they had some pretty, eye-opening plays from the offense in that. And if you do that on a Kings Mountain type defense, now they didn't score on them, and Kings Mountain ran it all over them. But from my perspective, being in that South Fork 2A, I thought Newton Conover, Hunter and I said they're going to be competitive, and they may surprise some folks.
And they have.
They've been undefeated so far. North Lincoln, me and Hunter did the first game they did. They lost in overtime. We were not impressed with their offense at that time. It looked a lot like the offenses here today as far as slow moving. That they ran the option. They ran, I think, 35 fullback dives in that game is what we counted. Overtime, ball on the 10, Jeff, they called 3 fullback dives, and it might have been a 4th one, but we don't know as the quarterback messed up his exchange.
Is Nick Basil
yes,
the head
sir.
coach?
Nick Basil is the coach.
Let me explain something.
That's his.
You say that they ran 35 fullback dives. Well, you need to understand that Nick Basil didn't necessarily call 35 fullback dives. What he called a triple option, and the quarterback read it and gave it to the fullback.
That's right.
And that's one of those things when Nick runs the true triple option, and you can call, for example, 12 read to the fullback, which means it doesn't matter what, give the ball to the fullback. But you also call 12 read. You never call 12 read pitch because you never know whether the pitch is going to be there. And so, you could call 12 option and to tell the quarterback, don't give it to the fullback, take it out there and then option at the end. But, when you run the triple option and the way he blocks it where it's a total read, it's a veer block, and that tackle, you got to read the tackle.
Right.
And, so I remember, a lot of people would yell, why are you giving the ball to the tackle? Well, we're getting to the fullback. Well, we're giving the ball to the fullback because that's what the quarterback's reading, and he's giving it to the fullback. But, generally a Nick Basil team's going to get a lot better as the year goes on. And I think there were a lot of people surprised at North Lincoln. Just didn't they blitz East Lincoln? And that was kind of
or something like
that was a game that a lot of people were expecting East Lincoln was going to win.
Right.
And
the thing about North, and what I've noticed since that first game, Jeff, is that size-wise, they are bigger than most of the teams that they play. Jake Sarus is a baseball player. He's committed to Appalachian State. He runs that option pitch for the most part. Their other wingman, Sam Brady, I thought he was a tight end when I walked up on the field. Just put it that way. That's how big that kid is, and he's not on the line. I thought he was the other back. He was offended that I called him a tight end. So they've been pushing around those teams in the South Fork, and I'm interested. They probably still will push around Newton Conover defense. They weren't that big. But I think Newton Conover might have the most firepower on offense in that conference to maybe give them something. They lost that game in overtime to Parkwood. And Parkwood, pretty big team down there as well. And it was like for a visual aspect, you can't see the teams. It was like the Shelby Middle School Blue Devils playing each other. So Hunter and I had some problems with that. So we weren't. They just never broke it. I think they pitched it the quarterback only pitched it 3 times. What we're talking about on that option. One of them was a 70-yard run. So we were just like, let's get to the outside. Let's get to the outside. And then there in overtime, they ran the option 3 times there. And that's their offense from the 10. Never got past the 5. I think the quarterback messed up one of the handoffs there. either way, North Lincoln has been impressive. Newton Conover, that's for pretty much the conference championship. Newton Conover 6-2, North Lincoln 7-1. They've only given up 78 points in 8 games.
You know what else is
North
interesting?
Lincoln.
You know what else is interesting about a North Lincoln Newton Conover game is that Nick Basil was the head coach at Newton Conover for quite a number of years, and so this is a man that's really really knows both those programs really well.
Just left there.
Right.
So the coach at Newton Conover just left from Newton Conover. Coach Beam coached at both of those. So a lot of back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So Newton Conover is a city school.
Right.
So they get a little back and forth there of some of those coaches sometimes. And so Newton, of course, they allow us to come up here and do the broadcast. We've already been up there once with Burns this year with a good game.
It's a nice facility. They've got a really nice press box up there.
And they're real proud of everything up there, and they should be. And we're going to have that game. Also, Friday night, we're going to have Bessemer City and Thomas Jefferson for the Southern, is it still Piedmont 1A championship. The Griffons come into the season, Jeff, in 8 games, 28 points scored on that team. That's, if you're doing the math, folks, about 3.5.
Coach Cash still there, the former East Rutherford coach. He was the coach for a number of years at Thomas Jefferson. I'm not sure if he's still there or not.
Bessemer City's 5-3 on the season. They've beaten every 1A school they've played. They've lost to Chase. They've lost to Forest View, and they've lost to North Lincoln. Not bad losses for a 1A school. Are we going to kick off?
Yep, we're ready to kick off.
We're getting ready for the second half, folks. The other broadcast, of course, Friday night, Burns and East Gaston on WOHS for you Bulldogs fans. This is a Jammin' Jays kickoff from the Blue Devils, and it might go out of bounds. And it does. Or did it?
Yeah, they finally threw the flag. They finally threw the flag. Ball went out of bounds at the 25, but when you kick it out of bounds, you've got 3 options. You can have them back up 5 and kick it again, or you can put it on the 35, or you can get 5 yards from where it went out of bounds. And generally, in this case, they'll put it on the 35.
It's all kind of in the same area on this particular kick. I guess we never.
They're going to ask them to back it up 5 and re-kick. So that's the second penalty of the night on the Blue Devils. They had a 15-yard penalty that really didn't cost them anything right toward the end of the first half, and now we've got a 5-yard penalty. Not been a lot of penalties tonight, Tom. There's only been 3, and a illegal shift penalty on the Burns Eagles, and then the 15-yard penalty and the 5-yard penalty here on the Blue Devils.
Yeah, you kind of maybe even expect a lot of that in a middle school game, as many as you see on Friday nights that we've seen this year. So Shelby will now try to kick again from the 35, and they're going to switch hash marks.
Surratt, number 3, Kamari Surratt, he's back deep for the Eagles, and he's standing on about the 30-yard line.
You know, Jeff, you're willing to kick the ball out of bounds on your opening kick to be at the 35. Almost close enough to just kick an onside maybe when you start off. Maybe not on this one, but the previous one. There's a little floater liner. 54 is going to go back to catch it.
He's got some
room.
room.
Middle. Yeah, he does. And you don't hear a lot of runs from 54, but he's going to take his chance. Zach Courier takes and runs.
And, again, that's going to be a good field position decision. The Burns Middle coaching staff has made really good decisions as far as as far as getting the field position. They had 2 punts back in the first quarter and second quarter, and those 2 punts really gave them the field position.
And the way the offense has moved the ball, Jeff, it may have given them this lead in this game right now, 8-0. Burns leads. Johnson's hit 2 wonderful punts from the quarterback position. Cooper calling the plays on the sideline. 4 wide receivers, split. Johnson hands off, little shimmy in the backfield from the running back. He's going to
pick up about 3 yards, and the running back has been number 7, Javen Lineberger. I don't think they've changed it, and it is number 7, and he's got the ball up around the midfield stripe. 2nd down and 3.
Lineberger had a nice little move in the backfield.
Yep, he sure did.
Must have had some penetration from big 77. Pierce. Trips right now. They've got only 2 DBs on this side of the field. They're sticking in there. I guess that's a linebacker out here covering the inside slot. Handoff to Lineberger. He's going to be caught, breaks out the tackle, gets around the end, and may have got a yard or two.
Yeah.
Can't find the field judge over there.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a yard. And I tell you what, it looked like he was going to lose about 5, so that's a really nice run, and it's going to be just inside Blue Devil territory, about the 49. That's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Eagles. And again, it really doesn't take long for that clock to make its way down. We're already inside 6.5 to go in the 3rd quarter.
You know, Jeff, if they're going to test this side, I wouldn't test 9 at safety. He's been doing a pretty decent job staying over the top. And they get him on the short route, right what I just said, and had the deep cross. Maybe that's just too much for a middle school quarterback to look at. Do you think one of the receivers maybe went to the wrong section? Because you had 2 outs over here.
Yeah, you had 2 outs, and you got to figure that that's probably not what they wanted to do unless you wanted to have an out. Sometimes you'll have an out at 5 yards and an out at 10 yards.
Right. I actually love the comebacker in front. Like I was just saying about 9, they actually ran a comebacker right in front of him. He bit hard, and they had the guy coming in behind him. I think the quarterback would have waited just a second longer. Might have had a huge play, but it don't matter. 4th and 6 now. Bulldogs go for it again. They may punt. We'll see. Yep, coach gave him the punt signal.
Well, I would have expected that since they've done they did that so well in the first half. And again, boy, what a great punt.
I mean, he's punting like a high school kicker today.
And the Blue Devils had to hope that it was going to go in the end zone, and it did. But that was about a
55-yard punt.
I mean, officially it was a 49-yard punt. But when you say he's 10 yards deep, so
and he kicked it. Yeah, he kicked it on the other side of the 50. Hey, no matter what, if Johnson get on the field next year for the Bulldogs, they might have a punter in it.
No doubt about it. So 6:05 left, and the Blue Devils, the best field position they've this is the best field position they've had since
the 20.
But they had it at their own 38-yard line after a kickoff. But other than that, they've been deep in their territory.
Holyfield back at quarterback now after the last play of the second quarter. Handoff right side, got a little room.
That's going to be a good 5 or 6 yard gain. And that should be Nick Norris, number 1, on the ball carry, on the carry, and that is going to be about a 6-yard gain, and that's about pretty much what they had total yardage first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jeff, I had them down in the first half for what was it? It was 1 yards on rushing and 6 receiving, so that's 7 in the first half, and there's your 6-yard gain right there.
First time that anybody's had a hole to run through. I mean, on either team.
Oh, yeah. Some great defense. Holyfield goes left, nowhere to go. Absolutely rounded up by number 10, Reggie Ray for the Eagles.
And unfortunately, he's going to lose all those yards that they gained on first down.
So Holyfield lost about 3.
Yeah, about 3. So that's going to be 3rd down and 7. I tell you what, both these teams, what I'm seeing is you're going to have a hard time getting around the ends. You're going to have to you're going to have to cut it up and get what you can.
I overheard one of the coaches earlier talking about, you can't pull it on, talk about the defensive end for the other teams doing a good job containing. That's exactly what Jeff was just mentioning. Nothing big, nothing to the outside really here in this game. Touchdown or almost down the sideline. Whoop, got a man moved.
That's actually going to be another delay of game penalty.
So that's going to back up Shelby 5, making it 3rd and about 12. Blue Devils won against the Eagles earlier this season in a 6-0 battle, find themselves down 8-0 here in Lawndale.
If you're trying to look at any kind of silver lining for the Blue Devils, they've had to come back in the second half in their last 2 games against Crest and Kings Mountain. So it's not like they're not used to coming back. Interesting formation here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holyfield steps up in the pocket. He's got room. He's going to have to run. He's going to run now. What was something Blade did? Did we have illegal motion, Jeff?
Well, you had illegal motion, but illegal motion's not supposed to stop the play. But it definitely illegal motion. The back that was running in motion, he moved forward well before the ball was snapped.
He's going to call false start on him then, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be a false start call, and you do stop the clock on. You do stop the play on a false start, but I don't know. Middle school rules are a little bit different as well. So
Right.
Blue Devils 15 yards in penalties here, 3 5-yard penalties here in the second half, and they really can't afford that. So the ball's now back inside the 15-yard line, 3rd down and 16. What was 2nd down and 6? Due to a loss.
Third down's on the sticks, Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay. So 3rd and 16, is that what they're saying?
3rd and 16.
Same pretty much formation and play. Holyfield steps up in the same manner. This time the Eagles wrap him up. That time's 53 is in on the tackle along with number 8.
I think he got about 1 yard, so that's going to be 4th and 15.
So Littlejohn and Westbrook on the tackle. Holyfield gets 1. He's sitting at -1 yards. With my unofficial count, folks. Promise you, it's very unofficial.
Now, this is where the Eagles really took advantage on a situation very similar to this. Shelby having to punt deep in their territory, and then the Eagles got a good return.
Right. Shelby's got to get, something going on that side of the field. There's the punt, almost blocked. Gets out, lands near the 40, going to trickle up near the 45, stop at the 44. Burns takes over. Nope, that's a 39.
Yep, and that's not a bad punt considering he had a lot of people in his face.
Oh, yeah. A lot of things, people take special teams for granted and punting for granted, especially in middle school and high school. I mean, the fact that if just to get the snap back there is an act of Congress sometimes. And then you got to catch it.
And
then everybody's got to block.
Kick it. Yep.
Then you got to kick it.
So the Eagles in business again in Shelby territory on the 39. Eagles lead 8-0.
Only 2:52 play here in the 3rd quarter, Jeff. They could run a lot of time off. There's a big run. Number 7, Ledbetter. Lineberger,
it's going to be about a 15-yard gain, and it's another 1st down. And again, only 1st downs today have been by Burns. That's another Falston Pharmacy 1st down.
Shelby still looking for their first all-care insurance 1st down. We'll still say their names. Coming up in the Stammy Tyson Funeral Home Cremation Center Falston postgame show, we'll have all kinds of awards to give away in today's championship broadcast. Man in motion. Snap goes through Johnson's hands. He rolls out to the left, see if he's got any room. He's going to try to make some room, gets back to the line of scrimmage and a couple more. They'll mark him off about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, that's about a 3-yard gain in what could have been about an 8-yard loss. That's a really nice run. I mean, he's made 2 excellent runs. I mean, that run there, which picked up 2 yards or 1 yard.
Got an injury maybe
an
on
injury
the front. I see
timeout.
Coach running across the field. We'll be back in a minute. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Old Man Winter is lurking right around the corner. That means cold and flu season is here. Be ready with your flu shot, available now at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville, Allen Drug Store in Stanley, and the Falston Pharmacy in Falston. Get your flu shot on your schedule, and they bill Medicare, Medicaid, and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Flu shots are at no charge with most insurance companies. Get your flu shot today at Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville, Allen Drug Store on Main Street in downtown Stanley, and the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston. Get your heating system ready for winter with a service call from Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby. Right now, you pay no service call fee with same-day repair. Now, you don't have to worry if your system is working the best it can. Call Hopper Heating and Air for more information at 704-482-8207. You can even go online to schedule your precision tune-up. Plus, ask about special new customer discounts. Hopper Heating and Air, 2310-1, Kings Road Extension in Shelby. Online at hopperhvac.com.
Back at Burns High School, Ron Green Stadium, it's 2:23 to play.
The injured Eagle was quarterback, number 2, Jonathan Johnson, and they ran number 4 into the huddle, and that's Graham Warlick. I'm going to imagine he's the backup quarterback, and I was just singing the praises of Johnson. Johnson's made, I guess, the play of the game thus far on fourth and 6. He made a great play to pick up a 1st down to set up the touchdown.
Yep. And his punting has been spectacular as well. High snap, 4 got it. Handoff to Lineberger.
Nowhere for him to go, and that's going to be a loss of about 2. And
Lineberger's got 6 carries, 19 yards right now. Johnson's back in the ballgame immediately. That was a high snap. That was
Yeah.
Graham Warlick making the appearance back there at quarterback.
He did a nice job handling that snap, too.
3 wides to the right, 1 left, 1 running back in the backfield. Lineberger back there for Johnson. Johnson rolls right, looking right, looking right. Got a man deep, maybe if he wants him. He's got him in the corner, too far out of bounds into the sand pit.
Yep, threw it into the long jump pit. He was open, and it was a pretty deep throw, but he just let him too much, and so it was out of bounds. That's going to bring up 4th and a long 10. It's almost 11, and obviously they're in 4-down territory. We're down to 1:43 left here in the third quarter. You know, even if you get nothing here, the Blue Devils are still going to have the ball deep in their own territory.
Reverse, whatever you want to call. Pretty much your whole playbook on this one. Anything fancy you got if you want it.
Yeah, the only thing you don't want is a turnover here.
That's
I mean,
it.
pretty
Pick
much
6.
anything else you're going to be okay.
Oh.
They went under center, and
Roll
it's a
it.
bootleg pass, and it's complete. And it's going to be down to about the 10-yard line, inside the 10-yard line. And, again, that bootleg has been good to the Eagles today.
10 with the catch there on that. Reggie Ray on the reception. Did you say 15 yards? Could you tell?
Well, they're down to about the 11-yard line. So that's about a 15-yard gain.
All right, we'll give him 15 on the play.
So another Falston Pharmacy first down for the Eagles. They can get a first down again. Handoff up the middle to the fullback, and he's down inside the 5. That's number 8, Amari Rankin Littlejohn. So that's going to be 2nd down and
Second
That'll be about 2nd and 4, actually.
4 maybe. They've got to get to the
Get
one
just,
extra yard for a touchdown, more than what they need. I can't tell if that marker's inside
Looks like
the
it's
5
right
up
at
there
the.
or not.
According to where the official's standing, it's on the 5, and he's got to get to the 1. So 2nd and 4. That's a 6-yard gain. The best thing, the 2 plays that Burns has done a good job with have been the bootleg and then the quick hitter to the fullback.
The bootleg, the quarterback's doing a fantastic job. Quarterback sneak out the middle.
And he may be in.
It's going to be close.
He is. And that's Johnson for the touchdown.
Johnson from 4 yards out. No, you said he was on the 5, didn't you?
Yeah.
So 5 yards from Johnson for the touchdown. Makes it 14-0 Burns over the Blue Devils. And you're talking about that bootleg. He's doing a fantastic job being being kind of lackadaisical about it. It almost looks like he hears a whistle calling a play dead as good as he's faking that ball. Jeff, he's faked me out a couple times, holding the ball on the hip, just slowly turns around, and then boom's got somebody wide open.
Now for the 2-point conversion. If this is good, this would put the Blue Devils behind by more than they have been behind all year. They were down by 15 last week against the Patriots.
Handoff to the back, the deep back, and they're going to score. That's number 1, Jeremiah Norris for 2. Bulldogs Eagles lead 6-0 on the Mr. Sparky No Malarkey scoreboard. We'll be right back.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than sports. It goes for your financial goals as well. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. And your local Edward Jones financial advisor, Adam Larson, can help. If your investments aren't putting forth the effort, call Adam at 704-481-0388 or stop by his office at 1427 East Marion Street in Shelby. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC. Who are you? You're not a goat. Oh, you say you feel like a goat since you didn't buy your car from Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. And now you're putting up with a bunch of bull. Don't be like my friend here. You get no bull at Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard. Don't let another dealer get your goat.
The game plays right here.
Welcome back for Jam and Jay's kickoff. Onside kick, almost.
I'll tell you what, that was an onside kick, and the the Blue Devils did a great job, and that was number 11.
Diving on it, yes, sir.
And number 11, Eli Falls, made a great play. And tell you what, that's the best field position that the Blue Devils have had, and boy, they need it right now. There's 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, and the Blue Devils are down by 16.
Got to feel like you need this score right here, Jeff, on the
and no doubt about it. You've got to get a score. I mean, you're going to have a hard time getting it more than 3 times if your defense is just lights out. So they're going to have to get some. They're going to have to get something.
Double stack receivers, wide left and wide right. Holyfield drops back to pass. He's got the pitch, and
unfortunately, the catch was made, and he fell down. It's going to be a 3-yard loss, and that catch was made by number 9, and that's Isaiah Bridges.
Yep.
And I tell you what, it's been all Eagles thus far, and that's the end of the third quarter.
After 3 quarters on your Medical Arts, sorry about that, your No Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard, 16-0 Bulldogs on KDCBroadcasting.com.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than sports. It goes for your financial goals as well. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. And your local Edward Jones financial advisor, Adam Larson, can help. If your investments aren't putting forth the effort, call Adam at 704-481-0388 or stop by his office at 1427 East Marion Street in Shelby. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC. Who are you? You're not a goat. Oh, you say you feel like a goat since you didn't buy your car from Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. And now you're putting up with a bunch of bull. Don't be like my friend here. You get no bull at Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard. Don't let another dealer get your goat.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
Welcome back to Burns High School, 16-0, start of the fourth quarter in the middle school championship game. Shelby versus Burns. Shelby trails the Eagles, and Holyfield sweeps right, loses
another 3 or 4 yards, and that's going to be 4th down and about 17. Tell you what, the Eagle defense has been fantastic. I mean, the Blue Devil defense has been pretty good. I mean, they've given up about 2 plays, but the combination of field position and in the third quarter here, the Eagles have picked up a couple of first downs. The Blue Devils have yet to get a first down, and it's 3rd and 17.
By my count, Shelby has 2 yards rushing today. Well, maybe they got a sock or something. The Gaston County buses went over to the other side. There's nobody on the bus. I can see in the windows. There's a snap. Holyfield, clear rush from number 8, and he gets the sack for the Eagles. Holyfield
still on the floor. I'm still on the ground. He's getting up now, and that's another big loss. It's going to be 4th and 22.
Every league scores that different. Middle school, high school, college, NFL, whether that's a rushing or a passing yards, or some of them do sacks as nothing, just team yardage.
Yeah.
And I don't know the official thing, so I usually don't score at all on the sacks.
Well, the situation is such that there's only 6:28 to go. Shelby's going for it on 4th and 22. Because quite frankly, they got to score points.
I mean, if you could get any receiver in a man-to-man situation, you just got to take the chance.
Well, you got offsides on Burns.
You can't do that if you're the Eagles. Earlier I thought Shelby might throw a couple slants here and there. They hadn't really tried to do much of that at all. Throw a couple, hitches and a couple deep passes, but they haven't really hit anything quick hitting much at all. Number 9 seems to be good at tracking the ball. If you get him in a man-to-man situation here and get it up, maybe that's what you're looking for the Devils. Trips right, 1 to the left. Running back to the right side of the quarterback. Holyfield calling out the play. Another flag, delay of game. So they give him the 5 yards right back, Jeff. So 5 yards one way, 5 yards the other.
And we're right back to 4th and 22.
Yep.
Started the clock again, and we're already down to 5:49 to go in the ball game.
You would think at 4th and 22 and 4th and 17 is roughly the same play call,
not
Jeff.
not a lot of difference.
To get a delay of game call there is kind of rough. Holyfield looking. He's trying to keep it himself, goes to the left, and he's only going to get about 3 or 4 yards for the tackling down. Turnover on downs. Eagles take over. Even 3 or 4 on that, Jeff. What do you think?
Yep.
I said, what do you think? Do you think you got 3 or 4?
No, you got 3.
Think 3. Let's go with 3. All right. Trying to be officially unofficial here. Bulldogs lead 16. Bulldogs don't do nothing. The Eagles lead 16-0. I'm sitting in Bulldog Stadium with the Bulldogs band playing in the Bulldogs press box that I sat in for a couple years.
But we are watching a dominant performance by the Burns Middle School Eagles. I think this would be their at least their second straight middle school championship.
I've never not did an all Cleveland County Tri-County championship game. I don't know when the last time Lincoln County or Rutherford had a team in it, but not since we've been broadcasting here on KTC. We got a timeout and a flag at the same time. Maybe they beat it first. We'll take a quick break on KTC.
Hi, I'm Rusty Wise with Mr. Sparky by Wise Electric Control. Did you know we cover the entire Charlotte market?
Our Mr. Sparky electricians are everywhere to serve you from Cherryville, Kings Mountain, Gastonia to downtown Charlotte. We are your local electrician to call when you have any home or business electrical issues. If you're a Panthers fan, Knights fan, or Hornets fan, Mr. Sparky.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than sports. It goes for your financial goals as well. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. And your local Edward Jones financial advisor, Adam Larson, can help. If your investments aren't putting forth the effort, call Adam at 704-481-0388 or stop by his office at 1427 East Marion Street in Shelby. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
All right, fourth quarter action, 4:58 to play, winding down. Eagles have the ball with a 16-0 lead here.
Have the ball on the Blue Devil 41-yard line. And it has been a defensive struggle, and the offense that has been apparent has been by the Eagles. They've really been helped by the fact that they've dominated the field position. I mean,
right.
I don't think that the Blue Devils have been on the Burns side of the field. I think the entire game has been maybe the midfield.
Jeff.
I think they've got to midfield,
okay,
but that's about it.
Well, I mean, they've got a grand total of 2 yards right now. Well, rushing, sorry. They've got 8 passing.
It's going to be a quick hitter to the fullback, and he's going to get about 1 yard.
Number 8 on the carry. Or was it? Yep, number 8.
Yep, number 8. That's Amari Rankin Littlejohn. Again, the Blue Devils have done a nice job on defense. They've they've given up basically 2 plays, and those 2 plays have been touchdown plays, basically.
43 yards rush and 25 in the air, so 68 total yards. Coach, you ever lost a game 16-0 when you give up 68 total yards?
That's pretty tough.
Yeah, isn't it? They're in that jumbo set. Johnson gives it to the deep back this time at 7 again. Lineberger.
Yep. He had to work pretty hard if he got back to the line of scrimmage, and I don't think he did. We're going to have a timeout called, I believe, by the Blue Devils.
All right, we'll be right back. KTC Broadcasting.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your insurance agent know your name? Or would you call the 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Visit Maxwell Hamrick Insurance Agency with offices in Bowling Springs, Spindale, and Shelby. Visit the website at mbhamrickins.com. The kickoff sales event is underway at SNR Auto Sales in Shelby. The selection is absolutely unbelievable. No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it at SNR Auto Sales in Shelby. See their selection of trucks, vans, and SUVs, plus Mercedes, BMWs, Hondas, Cadillacs, Chevrolets, Nissans, Fords, and more. They have a vehicle for every need, and financing is available. Check them out at SNR Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby. Become one of their satisfied customers today. Only at srautosales.com.
Welcome back to the Tri-County Middle School Championship. Burns Eagles lead 16-0 over the Shelby Blue Devils. Little swing pass out to the flats, trying to get some space as Shelby kept sending everybody up the middle. 1 yard gain now.
24, Jovan Sewell.
And another timeout.
Another timeout by Shelby.
And we'll be right back.
In sports, you want to get every advantage possible, and it's the same when it comes to your money, especially at tax time. At Noah K. and Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service in Shelby is the place to go to get every advantage you deserve. They'll work hard for you to take advantage of the credits and deductions that you've earned and make the most of your return. Just call Noah K. at 704-484-2783 and learn more. Get the advantage. See Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service, 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby, next to the S&M Sports Shop. Don't miss the Yamaha Let's Ride sales event at Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell. Get 0% financing for 60 months and up to $2,500 in customer cash. But that's not all. The Polaris factory authorized clearance is underway with 3.99% APR and rebates of up to $3,500. And see the line of reconditioned golf carts too at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell, online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Fourth down and 8. Eagles lining up to go for it. Let's see if they back up and kick or go for it up 2 scores. 4th and 8.
Trying to draw the Blue Devils off sides.
Could do a little bit of everything. Play clocks are running here. Man in motion. Up.
And they're going to call an illegal shift.
Yeah.
And so that's a 5-yard penalty and may make it a little bit easier to decide to punt.
Yeah. Can't do that. So they're going to back them up 5. Coach is all the way out on the field talking to his quarterback.
So 4th and right at 14, maybe officially 13.
He can put a decent punt into this one if he wants to. Kicked one about this far in the air a little while ago. They're going to line up under center.
Well, I guess the thing, you don't want to give up a bad snap, a block punt. They're just going to.
Play action's got a man deep down the middle, wide open, doesn't see him, but he goes to the out, still got him.
And that may be a first down.
There's a flag down on this side. I think he was just short of the first down. Ball was on the 44. He goes out at the 31. There's a flag on the play.
We have an eligible man downfield, but if he was short of the first down, the Blue Devils should decline it because they'll have the ball.
Right. You don't want to waste any more time. Yeah, Blue Devils definitely need to decline this.
Well, they've got to check to see if it's a first down.
Yeah, the referee's standing over at the marker. I'm sure the Shelby coach is on top of it. They're going to talk about it here real quick. And see, that ref that marked the out is still standing in the same spot. So head ref going over to talk about it and see what they want to do.
Because it was 4th down. So
right.
if it's short of the first down, Shelby would have the ball.
Trent Marty, folks watching online. He's trying to get some shade on the camera. You're wondering what's going on with the lighting there, so you guys can see better.
So it is going to be about a 13-yard gain, but they needed 14 to go, so the Blue Devils have got the ball back. They're going to have it on their 31-yard line.
That was number 10 on the reception, right?
Yeah. That was a really nice throw.
He's got 28 yards receiving. I've been impressed by Johnson. His play fakes have been good. He's thrown some good passes. He's ran the ball well. I'm overall impressed with the quarterback from Burns. Three wide receivers right, one back in the backfield. Shelby trails by 2 scores with 3:40 to go. Holyfield pump fakes. There's over the middle. A little late getting to him. Maybe if he wouldn't have pump faked that, Jeff, and just throw it the first time. I don't think the linebacker was there. Maybe 3 was on the route. Cam Anderson. So Holyfield of the incomplete pass with Anderson as
So we're going to bring it 2nd and 10, Blue Devils.
His intended receiver.
I'd say that Jonathan Johnson is making a strong case to be the SNR Auto Sales overall player of the game.
Yeah, done a little bit of everything.
Obviously, the Eagle defense has been also tremendously important because the Blue Devils hadn't been able to get anything.
Pitching a shutout. There's a quick out to the receiver. They call him down on the catch.
He does catch it for a 2-yard gain, but he was on his knees when he caught it. So as soon as he catches it, it's down.
That's 24, Jovan Sewell.
Jovan Sewell. We've called his name several times. That's going to bring up 3rd and right at 8.
Blue Devils, 13 yards by my count tonight. A wonderful defensive performance by the Eagles. Over the middle, good pass, good catch.
And the first down of the night for the Blue Devils.
All Care Insurance first down. That's going to be about 16 yards to number 9, Isaiah Bridges. Oh, that's not him. Wrong team. Oh, 9. He's already had some catches tonight. He's got 24 yards now on the night and 3 catches. Holyfield going deep down the side to 9 again. Makes another catch. Misses 1 guy tackle. 2 guys. Bridges going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Shelby. Flag check. I don't see one in the Blue Devils.
That's a 52-yard touchdown pass, and that was number 9, Isaiah Bridges.
Jeff, I think you guys are going to be saying his name a little bit in a few years.
That was a great catch and then even greater run.
Right. He broke 2 tackles after the catch. He high-pointed the ball, turned around, made 2 guys miss. And the fact of the matter is, I was talking about it earlier, even on the defensive plays, he was getting up at the high point of the ball. I thought maybe Shelby could take a few chances to him. Quick timeout on the field. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than sports. It goes for your financial goals as well. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. And your local Edward Jones financial advisor, Adam Larson, can help. If your investments aren't putting forth the effort, call Adam at 704-481-0388 or stop by his office at 1427 East Marion Street in Shelby. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Shelby rushing up to the line for the 2-point conversion.
This is a tremendously important conversion, and they've got about 3 seconds to get it snapped. And they do get it snapped.
Holyfield hands off right side, 1 trying to get in, dives for the end zone. He's going to be short, no good on the conversion. We'll be right back on KTCBroadcasting.com.
In sports, you want to get every advantage possible, and it's the same when it comes to your money, especially at tax time. At Noah K. Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service in Shelby is the place to go to get every advantage you deserve. They'll work hard for you to take advantage of the credits and deductions that you've earned and make the most of your return. Just call Noah K. at 704-484-2783 and learn more. Get the advantage. See Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service, 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby, next to the S&M Sports Shop. Don't miss the Yamaha Let's Ride sales event at Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell. Get 0% financing for 60 months and up to $2,500 in customer cash. But that's not all. The Polaris factory authorized clearance is underway with 3.99% APR and rebates of up to $3,500. And see the line of reconditioned golf carts too at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Law, online at ncfullthrottle.com.
All right, welcome back to the Renato Automall live sports broadcast on ktcbroadcasting.com. See those guys in Shelby. Jeff, this weekend they're having a Halloween contest along with free Dairy Queen hot dogs at Renato Automall. If you bring a mask, you get one register. If you wear a whole costume, you get 3, and the winner gets a $100 cash prize.
Here comes the well, I thought it was going to be the onside kick. They go ahead and kick it off deep.
Number 3 on the return. Eagles will take the kickoff and be happy with it. Going to be marked down near the 19. Number 3 on the return, Kamari Surratt. Jeff, no onside there. We got a player down.
Yeah, I was expecting an onside. There's I think Shelby only has one timeout left, but I don't know.
We'll be back in a minute. KTC broadcast with an injury timeout.
Who are you? You're not a goat. Oh, you say you feel like a goat since you didn't buy your car from Renato Automall in Shelby. And now you're putting up with a bunch of bull. Don't be like my friend here. You get no bull at Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Automall in Shelby. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard. Don't let another dealer get your goat. When it comes to a coyote, it's time to check out West End Sales in Vail, North and South Carolina's #1 dealer. Head to West End Sales in Vail for your coyote today. Check it out. It's time for you to get ahead of the pack and get a new coyote from West End Sales in Vail. Ask about their 6-year unlimited hour warranty and a free loader with qualifying tractors. That's West End Sales, located at 110 North Highway 18 in Vail.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Players still down on the field, don't have a number yet, and we'll take another break, folks. Score is 16-0.
16-6.
Oh, yes, I lost mine. They just got his helmet off. Shelby just scored a minute ago, missed the 2-point conversion. 16-6 with 2:28 to play, folks. We're going to be right back. See if they get back, we'll come out of the commercial. We'll be right back in a minute. KDC broadcast.
Now through December 15th, get up to $1,500 in instant rebates with the purchase of qualifying American Standard equipment from Bill Shuford Heating and Air in Shelby. But that's not all. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months. Come on in or call for all the details at 704-484-0025. Again, up to $1,500 in instant rebates on qualifying American Standard equipment and special 0% financing up to 72 months. Bill Shuford Heating and Air, 213 Campbell Street in Shelby. Online at BillShufordHVAC.com.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Cam Anderson was a player down. They get him up and off the field.
Looks like he had some kind of leg injury there.
Yeah.
He's making his way off. He's not putting any kind of weight on
his left foot.
On his left foot. So right now, it's things are looking bleak for the Blue Devils. One thing is they need a turnover is what they need.
Right.
And I imagine we're going to see a lot of runs here by the Eagles.
We were surprised without the no onside kick on that as well. Bulldogs, keeper from Johnson. Bounces it outside, makes one guy miss, two guys miss, but the big man don't, and the flag comes in late. Is that a face masking in the area? It's kind of behind the quarterback there. Kind of a weird spot.
Where he threw that flag is kind of like, what's he going to call? Blocking the back.
Blocking the back on the Eagles.
Well, you're pretty much going to have to decline that
because
you need the ball back.
Sure. You need the time more than that, right, Chip?
Well, it looks like they're marking it off. I guess the other thing you're thinking about is you got them back to the 8-yard line now. A couple of losses, you can get a 2-point safety. So
shouldn't that be a half the distance to the goal though, not a 10-yard?
Well, where he called it from was back in the backfield, so it is a half distance to the goal. So.
Gotcha. All right, so under center now is the Eagles. Running back there on the 1. They're going to hand off to him. Trying to get around the edge. Defensive end for Shelby. Throws him backwards. Let's see where the spot is. It's going to be big, Jeff.
Yes, back to the 5 now. And, one of the things you want to tell your young man is go up the middle. Because as long as you go up the middle, the clock's going to continue to run.
Right.
He went out of bounds. And so you lost 3 more yards. It's second down and a long way, but you're back on the 5-yard line now. So I sort of can understand why they took that 8-yard penalty because it backed them up.
Yeah, you got to go for broke here, Jeff, for a safety and a block punt and all that other good stuff here in the next minute or so. So get ready, folks. Getting exciting out here at the Tri-County Middle School Championship. Shelby trails by 10, 16-6, minute 45 in the fourth quarter.
And, again, the biggest foe is that clock with a minute 45 to go. I think I almost run the quarterback sneak here. But, no, they're going to run the bootleg.
Oh,
and
goodness. Tosses it up. And it could have been
almost
picked.
Intercepted. Wow.
Jeff calls for the quarterback sneak, and they throw the bootleg pass. Almost picked off there. That was –
and the clock stops.
9.
So now it's third down and, gosh, about 24.
That was Isaiah Bridges. I don't think Bridges missed. I think it was 6. Bridges is way shorthanded. I think he came over to that side of the field. It was 5. That's who almost picked it off there. Elijah Ramsor. So third and a heck of a long way, Jeff. You up 2 scores. Like you said, I kind of like you ought to just run something up the middle a couple times and run that clock and turn the bus on or something, warm the locker room up. Handoff up the middle off a little cross action and immediately swallowed up by the big man.
And I think the Blue Devils will take their final timeout.
So fourth down, no gain there.
And, other than forcing a turnover, that's about as good as it could have been for the Blue Devils because, they scored a touchdown with 2:36 left, and without calling any timeouts, they're going to force a punt after only a minute 4 went off. And so, and I guess you got to punt from here.
Well, he punts the ball well. I don't see a reason why you wouldn't.
Right.
There's no reason.
Burns has the ball on their 5-yard line.
You don't want to give him the ball on the 5. Put it out to the 35 and let him get it.
Of course, the other thing about it is, you could always block it, but then again, Blue Devils hadn't had a lot of chance to have the ball in their hands in open field, and so you put one guy back to receive it, and if he can catch it, he can run. So, I thought this game was completely over with, but it's still not over yet. When Shelby didn't get the 2-point conversion, I thought, well, it's going to be hard to score. It's going to be almost impossible to score 10 points with 2.5 minutes to go, but it's not over yet. And so we're going to have the punt.
He's lined up deep, catches it, almost blocked. And it's going to be bounced about the 35. Bridges picks it up, shakes the first guy, and he's going to be tackled by the second guy. Good shoestring tackle there by number 1, Norris for the Eagles. Shelby takes over, and then with a bit of 24.
On about the 31-yard line of the Eagles. The thing is, without a change, when the change of possession and the clock starts again, it's going to be really difficult. And they did. They start the clock.
Even under 2 minutes.
Yeah, in middle school, they don't have a stoppage of the clock on change of possession.
It's a weird rule not to have.
I can remember in high school it took a while before they changed that rule to put it back in.
Holyfield's got a man deep if he sees it. He's already went across the line of scrimmage, though. He tucks it, gets near the first down. He might have got it out of bounds.
Yep, he's out of bounds at about the 22. I thought he might have got past the sticks, but he did. He went out of bounds at 22. There's a minute 2 left. Shelby down to the 22-yard line. Second down and 2.
They're only going to give him
8
on that.
But, most important thing is he got out of bounds.
Right.
The second down and 2 is not nearly as important as they got to get a touchdown. They still got to get a touchdown, an onside kick, and it's still going to be difficult, but it's still exciting.
Right. 3 wide receivers right, 1 left. Bridges is in the slot. If you're looking for Isaiah, Holyfield steps up in the pocket, spins, he's hit hard from behind.
If he has the first down, that'll stop the clock to set the chains. They're going to say it's just short, though.
4th down and an inch or so. Shelby time's running, 42 seconds to play. And they false start. Receiver started early, and that's going to back up Shelby. But that at least stops the clock, Jeff, technically.
Yeah, but they'll start it back as soon as they get it set.
If I'm Shelby, I just put Bridges on the outside and say go to the end zone. There he comes. Coach is Holyfield's got to wait on him to get set. They are. Bridges headed into the corner. He's got man. Holyfield keeps it himself, and he's hit hard. He's got the first down to about the 5 is where they're going to mark him on the
just about
10.
the 10-yard line.
10-yard line.
21.9 seconds to go.
21-yard carry for Holyfield. He's got more yards on that carry than he had the whole game and everything else. 21.9 seconds to go.
And the clock starts.
Shelby's got to get on the line. And they spike it to stop the clock. So 14.6 left to play, down 10. Shelby's got to throw it in the end zone here. Then hope for an onside kick and a miracle.
They are going to – it looks like the ball's on the 10-yard line,
right.
But they've got the chain set up as if it's 1st and 10. So
middle school chainman. They haven't made it to the big leagues yet, Jeff.
We've got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct called on Shelby.
Yep. What could they have possibly got an unsportsmanlike after that play from? All right, so they've got 4 wides, 2 stacked on either side. Holyfield in the backfield along with 1 back to block. 14.6 seconds left to play. Ball's on the 25. Snaps over the head. Holyfield rolls left, looking. He's got a man, just tosses it up, out of bounds. The referee blew the whistle to start, and the center snapped it immediately, Jeff.
Yep, that's what happened. 6.4 seconds to go.
Yep, and the Bulldogs lead by 10. Will be your Tri-County
So the Burns Middle School Eagles pretty much going to be
and the coach
a Burns Middle School win. And we got the ice water bath for the head coach. Again, head coach is Ian Cooper. Blue Devils still have 1 or 2 plays left in this ball game.
Holyfield rolls right, looking right, throws it deep off his back foot, and it's picked. Burns might have a chance to run this one back to end the game, and they've got tons of blockers ahead of him. 3 is running. Good block. Good block. Holyfield dives, and he saves the touchdown pick. What a play by Holyfield to save that. He didn't have to. And he gets the hustle play of the game. He's laying down there next to the Bulldogs as they pile on, and the referee's trying to get him out of there. What a play by Holyfield to make the tackle after the interception.
Yeah, that was quite a play to run that guy down. And there was another big lineman that was making his way down there. That the Blue Devils didn't just quit, and that's the one thing that you've got to say is that when it was 16-0 and things were not going well, the Blue Devils stayed in, picked up a touchdown, got it down to the 10-yard line, but just quite frankly ran out of time.
Kamari Surratt with the interception. That ends the game. Bulldogs are your Tri-County
Eagles.
Jeez. I looked right at that scoreboard and read it.
The Burns Middle School Eagles are the Tri-County champions, and they avenged their only loss of the season. They lost 6-0 to the Blue Devils, first game of the season, and they get sweet revenge and with a 16-6 victory over the Blue Devils. But I'll tell you what, looking back at the beginning of the season with the middle school having a brand new head coach, they put in a new offense. A lot of people were kind of questioning whether, what kind of season the Shelby Middle School Blue Devils would have, and they're going to be discouraged by this loss in the championship game. But having this their only loss, and there's a lot to be proud of. Both sides played hard in this ball game.
Right, not everybody can be the champion and be the winner. You're talking about the hustle play at 77. The big man got all the way back down.
Yep.
On the play, Jaden Pierce, Hollyfield, and we're gonna mention all them and more here coming up in the post-game show. Brought to you by Stamey, Tyson, your funeral home, and Cremation Center. We've got awards to give away, folks. We'll be right back for the post-game show and more on KTC and the Okies recap of the game on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Now through December 15th, get up to $1,500 in instant rebates with the purchase of qualifying American Standard equipment from Bill Shuford Heating and Air in Shelby. But that's not all. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months. Come on in or call for all the details at 704-484-0025. Again, up to $1,500 in instant rebates on qualifying American Standard equipment and special 0% financing up to 72 months. Bill Shuford Heating and Air, 213 Campbell Street in Shelby. Online at BillShufordHVAC.com. Old Man Winter is lurking right around the corner. That means cold and flu season is here. Be ready with your flu shot, available now at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville, Allen Drug Store in Stanley, and the Falston Pharmacy in Falston. Get your flu shot on your schedule, and they bill Medicare, Medicaid, and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Flu shots are at no charge with most insurance companies. Get your flu shot today at Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville, Allen Drug Store on Main Street in downtown Stanley, and the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston.
Buying a home can seem like a daunting task, but it's really not with Homestar Financial. With a short phone call, we can get you pre-approved. Once pre-approved, you're free to shop for the home of your dreams. At Homestar Financial, we can tell you the price or payment range that you qualify for. Your realtor will appreciate that you took the time to get pre-approved. So call me today. Let's make buying a home a dream come true. With Homestar Financial, it's quick and easy with no surprises at closing. Call today.
Don't miss the Yamaha Let's Ride sales event at Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell. Get 0% financing for 60 months and up to $2,500 in customer cash. But that's not all. The Polaris factory authorized clearance is underway with 3.99% APR and rebates of up to $3,500. And see the line of reconditioned golf carts too at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell, online at ncfullthrottle.com. In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your insurance agent know your name? Or would you call the 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Visit Maxwell Hamrick Insurance Agency with offices in Bowling Springs, Spindale, and Shelby. Visit the website at mbhamrickins.com.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast, the Renato Auto Mall broadcast of all sports here on KTC Broadcast, and you're listening to the post-game show brought to you by Stamey, Tyson, your funeral home and cremation center of Falston. It's time for the Okies tire and recapping of the game with Jeff Jones.
Absolutely. With 1 minute and 6 seconds left in the first half, Andre Pickett recovered a fumble in the end zone for the Eagles. Jeremiah Norris had a pass from Johnson, and Burns led 8-0, and that was score at halftime. With 32 seconds left in the third quarter, Jonathan Johnson, a 5-yard touchdown run, and Norris with the 3-yard run for the conversion made it 16-0 Burns. And then with 2:36 left in the ball game, Isaiah Bridges hauled in a 52-yard touchdown pass from Hollifield. The conversion run was no good, and the final 16-6 Burns Middle School Eagles. The Burns had 4 first downs for the game. Shelby had 2 first downs for the game, and there were 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions. Of course, 2 of those interceptions were basically just deep passes thrown at the end of the first half and the end of the ball game. That was just thrown up, basically just thrown up because, you never can tell. You may get it caught by your guy or not. Yeah. But it was a well-played game. Both teams played hard, and it was a fitting end to the season with the Burns Middle School Eagles picking up, I think, their second straight conference championship.
One of these two that I've done.
Yeah,
it might
maybe
be 2 in a
three.
row. Jeff, that Gaston County bus, they got a soccer match coming on now.
Well, that makes sense.
They put 15 minutes on the clock and told everybody to get off the field. Burns is either playing – it's East Gaston because Rutherford's not in Gaston County, so it looks like the East Gaston Warriors are here to play the Burns Bulldogs.
Last week, Shelby Middle School played their game on Thursday because there was a big soccer game at Shelby, and so that's why that game was moved to Thursday last week.
Well, folks, let's give away our Players of the Games award here on KPC Broadcasting. As always, we're going to start Special Teams Player of the Game. Didn't have any extra points, no touchbacks or anything on the kickers. But the quarterback for Burns, Jonathan Johnson,
hit
some beautiful punts tonight.
And two of those punts really pushed the Blue Devils back. And I'd say one of the biggest parts of this game that Burns was able to win was that they dominated the field position.
You're 100% right, Coach, that the field position for the Bulldogs, Shelby didn't get across the 50 till there in the fourth quarter at the end of the game.
Shelby got across the 50 when they threw the 52-yard touchdown pass, and then when they forced the punt with a minute to go. That was the only 2 times that Shelby had the ball in Burns territory, and a great deal of that was because of the punting of Jonathan Johnson.
Yep, so he's our Putnam Distributors of Patterson Springs Special Teams Player of the Game. Our offensive player of the game tonight goes to for Burns is Parker Farm Service of Kings Mountain. Offensive player of the game tonight is going to go to Isaiah Bridges of Shelby. Bridges had 4 catches tonight, 76 yards. He might have even had a pick there earlier.
I think he had a pick earlier in the game, and then he also made that touchdown pass was, as you said, it was just classic. I mean, he high-pointed it. Mm-hmm. He went up, out-fought the defensive back, and then got away from 2 defensive backs to run it into the end zone. All right, so he's very well deserving of our offensive player of the game.
Offensive player of the game, Isaiah Bridges, Parker Farm Service of Kings Mountain. Defensive player of the game, Burns had 3 picks, Jeff, and pretty much shut out Shelby for 99% of the game there until the end. So we couldn't really pick one guy, right?
Yeah, the entire Burns defense was just special, and we could have picked anybody on that defense, so we just decided to go with the Burns defense in general for our defensive players of the game, and that's sponsored by Basic Finance of Shelby.
That's right. See Basic Finance today. Give them a call. Look in the WhatsApp shopper. These ads will be in the paper as well, folks. Pick them up. Let's see. That gives us our Good Hands Play of the Game, brought to you by McDaniel Scott Allstate Insurance of Shelby. Play of the Game, we're going to give this as the Hustle Play of the Game there at the end, the No Quit Award. I'm sure Damon Scott will be proud for us to give it to these guys. Hollyfield and Pierce there on the last play of the game. Hollyfield threw a pick. Burns was about to run it back. He ran number 3 down, Kamari Surratt, after the pick, as well as so Jaden Pierce also went down the field. Pierce got picked up on a block, but Hollyfield made the scoring pick-6 saving tackle. They were going to lose no matter what, but Hollyfield hustled big time, and we thought he deserved some recognition, him and Pierce, for the hustle on it.
So that's the McDaniel Scott Allstate Insurance of Shelby Good Hands Play of the Game, which we just kind of dubbed the Hustle Play of the Game.
Excuse me.
And that brings up the S&R Auto Sales of Shelby Player of the Game,
yep.
And this was a fairly easy decision.
Right. Well, he was our special teams player of the game, but Johnson's also our overall player of the game. He made the big play there on offense on 4th down. That could have been the Good Hands Play of the game. What it did, it gave him the first down, a new set of downs to be able to score there, Jeff, in the first half. He had 13 yards rushing, passing. I'm looking at about 38 yards passing on the night for Johnson. Of course, a punting job, the big first down, the big scores as well. He had a touchdown as well in this game. So Johnson, that's Jonathan Johnson, the quarterback for Burns, our S&R Auto Sales player of the game. Okies Tire and recap. Real quick, Norris 7 yards rushing, Hollyfield 28, and Bridges -1 for the almost caught on the goal lines for the Blue Devils. Johnson 13 yards rushing. Lineberger was 16 yards rushing. 66, we gave him a touchdown. We think Andre Pickett, he got 3 yards from that as well. And, of course, number 8, Amari Rankin Littlejohn with 8 yards as well. Receiving for the Eagles, number 10 is Reggie Ray. He had 28 yards. And number 1, Norris, had a 10-yard catch. Receivers for Shelby real quick. Like I said, Bridges 76 yards. And number 24 had a 3-yard catch for Shelby. That is Joven Sewell. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it here for the broadcast. Final score on the Mr. Sparky No Malarkey scoreboard. The Burns Eagles win 16-6, right? I'll make sure I get all the right words over the Shelby
Blue
Devils on KTCBroadcast.com. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight's broadcast. Remember, we've got Crest and North Gaston Thursday night football here on KTC. North Lincoln at Newton Conover, Burns at East Gaston, and Thomas Jefferson at Bessemer City Friday night on KTC Broadcast. And Jeff, any final words for the champions tonight here in Cleveland County?
Well, it was a great game, and the Burns Middle School Eagles, I think they deserve the conference championship. But it's what's exciting about watching these games is about 2 years you're going to see these guys on Friday nights.
Yep, that's it. All right, for Jeff Jones, Andre Bush is here. He's got highlights and some tweets and scores on Twitter. Go to WOHS Twitter page. Josiah Montgomery, Trent Marty, and everyone else here at Burns. For everyone else, have a pleasant good evening and good night. We'll see you next time on KTCBroadcasting.com.
When it comes to a Coyote, it's time to check out West End Sales in Vail, North and South Carolina's #1 dealer. Head to West End Sales in Vail for your Coyote today. Check it out. It's time for you to get ahead of the pack and get a new Coyote from West End Sales in Vail. Ask about their 6-year unlimited hour warranty and a free loader with qualifying tractors. That's West End Sales, located at 110 North Highway 18 in Vail. Introducing Wright's Jewelry new premium locket collection. More than just a pretty pendant, these lockets will hold precious memories inside. Show her your eternal love for her with a Diamond Eternity Circle pendant for a circle and your love will have no end. Take a look at these premium created opal sterling silver pieces. They will take you straight to the beach. Rose gold is the most asked about metal in their bridal collection, but your choice is the most important to Wright's Jewelry. Let them help find your perfect matching bridal set. Free intuition bracelet with in-store purchase. And be sure to mention this Bulldog Game Time ad. Offer good till end of season. Customized in the right way since 1937. Bring Wright's Jewelry your idea, and they are sure they can help turn your wish into reality with their in-house jewelry design. Does your lady need a new anniversary band this fall? Wright's Jewelry has many options to choose from. Proudly sponsoring Burns High Homecoming Queen with this beautiful tiara. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, Saturday, 8:30 to 1. And don't forget to like and follow Wright's Jewelry on Facebook and Instagram at Wright's Jewelry Store, or go to wrightsjewelrystore.com. The kickoff sales event is underway at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. The selection is absolutely unbelievable. No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. See their selection of trucks, vans, and SUVs, plus Mercedes, BMWs, Hondas, Cadillacs, Chevrolets, Nissans, Fords, and more. They have a vehicle for every need, and financing is available. Check them out at S&R Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby. Become one of their satisfied customers today. Only at srautosales.com.
Hi, I'm Rusty Wise with Mr. Sparky by Wise Electric Control. Did you know we cover the entire Charlotte market?
Our Mr. Sparky electricians are everywhere to serve you from Cherryville, Kings Mountain, Gastonia to downtown Charlotte. We are your local electrician to call when you have any home or business electrical issues. If you're a Panthers fan, Knights fan, or Hornets fan, Mr. Sparky is here for you.